Hello and welcome to Dyson Zoo's Halloween Vampire event. A bunch of us sitting around continuing our 2.5-year D&D campaign, taking a break this week in order to try out a new system and get a little more into the Halloween spirit. Got a brand new special build specifically for this event from David's Tiles and Terrain, the Haunted Bronford Manor. Be plenty of pictures up on David's Tiles and Terrain's Facebook page and Instagram if you want to get a more in-depth look. At the end of today's game session, I'll grab the camera, we'll take it around, we'll get a quick look inside and everything. If you guys have any questions, you can hit us up in either the Twitch chat, the YouTube chat, or the Facebook chat in order to ask us some questions. We got our lovely assistant Kyle over here who's going to be fielding anybody's questions during the game. Today we'll kind of stop and we'll answer questions, things like that. Typically when we're playing we won't really do that too much. We're going to be focusing on the game. But, you know, maybe one day we'll get a producer and we'll have them field any questions for that, you know?
She's got one more week, okay?
Hey, yes, but, you know, after she can come back, you know, she can field questions for us instead.
The day after we can get questions.
Right? Yeah. Then maybe one day we'll actually get questions. We'll see. You know. So we are doing a Vampire 5th edition, the Masquerade, brand new edition that just came out. We've already done a little bit of a rules primer. I'll be explaining some other rules as we go along. We're mainly focusing on the story and everything that's happening on this one. We do have our last player, our 5th player today coming in. So we'll be able to start with
Push!
Yeah, we'll be able to start with all 5 people today. So he just missed a bit of the rules primer, but that's okay. We'll just get him caught up as we can. I will have to be standing up a lot because I will be pulling stuff off the map, and I'll be handing out hunger dice as people get them. But I'll do my best to sit down so you all can see my pretty face. So, next week we will be getting back to the campaign, the regular scheduled campaign, picking up after Harry was brought back to life and see the fallout that's happening from the Rakshasa attempted assassination or completed assassination, but he is still alive, and what happens from there on out. So stay tuned for that. That'll be next week at our regular time. We do have the Extra Life event coming up Saturday. It's an all-day thing. They're running 40K games, a tournament for 40K. They're running a bunch of D&D streams. I myself signed up to do a D&D stream from 6 to 10. I'm actually going to stick with the whole Halloween thing. I think it's pretty close to Halloween still. Yeah. So I'm going to have them go through a haunted forest and do my best to absolutely murder everyone in the group. See if we can get it to last the 4-hour block that I'm in. I hope. If not, then maybe I'll just answer questions or have them hurl dice at me or something until we cover that time. But it's for a great event. It's sick kids, helping them out. If you want to come check us out, donate as much as you can, as little or as much as you want to. If you want to come down and play, I still got a couple slots available. We'll be offering it's a $5 buy-in that goes straight. All of that goes to the Extra Life Foundation. And then 25-cent re-rolls. So if you just got really bad luck, it's a great day to play because you can pretty much mitigate that as long as you bring some quarters with you. Any other events coming up from MGS?
Extra Life is also going to be having a 40K tournament starting at 10 a.m. There's going to be a Modern Magic tournament for Extra Life and open gaming, several different RPGs, all Extra Life charity events, and some tabletop gaming that's Extra Life charity events. We have the Nowhere Open GT on December 1st, and that's pretty much it for MGS.
This coming month in November, we will be running a Path to Glory Age of Sigmar campaign. I will be the spearhead for that, so anybody that needs any information on that past this introduction, just come to Nick and MGS, typically here Fridays in the evening through Saturday and Sunday. It's you get 15% off of your product if you use that as your entry fee for Age of Sigmar box, or you can pay $15 in. There will be prize support and a trophy at the very end, and the games will happen once every 2 weeks to give people who have other things going on in their life to give them a chance to play.
We'll do
Other than that,
okay.
I'm rocking a new
Yeah,
shiny
anything
dice
in
box from Firewalker Historical Miniatures. See how this one goes. Magnetic lock and pewter finishings with that vinyl cover.
He's gonna need some dice.
Go for it.
You probably want to grab yourself about 8 dice.
We also have open gaming at MGS Monday
Sorry,
through
guys.
Sunday. As long as the store is open, you can come play.
Of course,
Alrighty,
don't
so
forget David Styles and Terrain.
yes, it said special bill from David Styles and Terrain, and for the Extra Life, I actually will be providing not only terrain for my game, but terrain for Justin Devias.
Justin Del Valle's game.
I'll be providing terrain for that. A kind of reimagined Villageville with a special decrepit house build. Don't have the name currently on me, but you can check out David Styles and Terrain. You can see some progress pics of what's happening there. Really happy with that, how that's coming out. It's gonna look nice and old, and they call it the house with no doors for a very spooky reason. So that'll be added into Justin Devias' game, and I think that'll help out. You know, that'll be something nice to look at least. Hopefully you guys can come down in person though and check out that Extra Life event, because it's a great thing. It's a nice charity. They do a lot of great things, and MJ's has been working with them now for a few years now at this point, right?
Since MGS open.
Yep. So I mean, we want to keep that up. We want to support them. You know, dip into your pockets if you can. Come down if you can. You know, we'd really love to see you guys in house. And if you guys have any questions, or you want to talk to me, you want some construction advice, or you want to hear anything like that, you want to talk about terrain, you want to talk about gaming, you want to talk about, been DMing for 23 years. So I mean, you want to talk about any of that stuff, you let me know, and we'll definitely make a day of it. So that's this coming Saturday. We're gonna go ahead and bring ourselves. Let's go ahead and bring it down, and let's go ahead and get ourselves into Vampire the Masquerade. You all are licks, newly turned vampires, thin bloods, 16th generation. Each of you, for various reasons, has come to Colorado Springs. This town was ravaged by the Anarchs as they attacked the Camarilla. The Camarilla, a society of vampires that stuck to the old ways, managed to drive them back, though with heavy losses. Typically, the Anarchs don't have a great view of Thin Bloods, and the Camarilla tended to share that view. But times have changed. Now, with their much reduced numbers, Thin Bloods such as yourselves are seen as potentially valuable allies. So you all are afforded a new kind of freedom that most Thin Bloods don't have. And with this freedom, you all have been able to assimilate yourselves within the Colorado Springs nightlife. So one of you even getting a fence and being able to make some money. The rest of you kind of still are getting your feet from under you. But so far, life is strange, but life is good. Upon reaching Colorado Springs, each of you was met by the same man, a man by the name of Frederick Vasilev. Now, Frederick told you he was a ghoul in the employ of a man that he only called Edward. Now, Edward had apparently told him that he was to take special interest in you, to make sure that you assimilated into what society is. You were taught what the masquerade is. You were taught how to keep yourselves from being detected, and how the reason why vampires don't run around just telling everyone they meet that they're a vampire. If any of you guys have seen What We Do in the Shadows,
Yeah, I was gonna say.
then you'll really understand why. It's a strange life, to be sure, but you're getting used to it, slowly but surely. Some of you have discovered that being a vampire isn't all that bad, because it seems as if you can still walk around in the daylight just fine. The others of you, daylight still isn't your friend, but you're not bursting into flames. It just hurts a bit. It takes a while of direct sunlight in order for it to do any true damage to you. But it being in Colorado Springs, it's cloudy quite a bit. And either with a hoodie on or just on a cloudy day, you can walk around and appear almost perfectly normal. Almost. It is October 30th, 2018. At 6 p.m., each of you individually, and I should note that none of you know who the other is. At this point, the only other supernatural creature that you guys have come across to this point is Frederick the Ghoul. Each of you receive a text. The text reads, an address, a Circle K that sits on a very busy street corner. Be there at 8 p.m. And in capital letters it says, do not be late. Now, before that time, is there anything anybody would like to do before you make your way to this meeting?
Can I work up one of my vials?
Yeah, that's one of the things that you do to get your ability.
Yeah.
It'll last for today, basically.
Okay.
In order to, you'd have to hunt. It takes quite a bit of time to do it. It takes it's like a day activity.
I'm just dying to sink my teeth into something.
Now,
Ooh.
at this point, each of you is fairly hungry. You've discovered that hunting can be a bit of a pain. Your significant other, boyfriend or girlfriend, your choice, is out of town seeing family, and you're kind of getting a little bit hungry. I've only given each of you one dice, though most of you are between hunger 2 and 4 at this point. But for reasons that will be made clear very quickly, there's a reason you only get 1 to start this game. Anyone else doing anything before you make your way there?
Can I try to grab a bag from someone?
Again, it takes time. Because it's at 10 p.m., you really got to go try to either find someone that's willing to sell it or break in yourself.
That pun was more than a joke.
Make sure my car's got a full tank of gas since I have a car.
Yes, you do. You have an old piece of shit beat up Toyota Tracer that you bought from a very scrawny looking fellow that needed the money really bad.
Not even a Dodge Dart, man?
Nope.
Dang.
It runs though. It looks like the guy took care of it. You know, it runs. You're gonna say something?
Ammunition. I'd love to get me some 9mm.
Okay. How are you gonna get the money to buy it?
Maybe I don't need money.
Something beside blood.
You can attempt to shoplift if you like.
A gun store opened at 10 p.m.
No, this is during the day. You guys
No.
can get the text at 5
a.m.
Yeah.
Dude, Walmart.
I would love.
Yeah.
I'd want to go to Walmart and maybe sneak some ammunition out.
Okay. Then I want you to go ahead
I
and
don't
give
think
me
they
a stealth plus dexterity. And you're going to replace one of those number of die with you're going to need 2 more of these with those 3 dice. So whatever your pool is, replace 3 of the dice with those 3 red dice.
Analyze the irony of holding up a gun store for
Right.
ammunition.
What's the red die?
So you have
Sorry, on the Facebook.
2 dexterity
Yeah.
and you have 4
No,
stealth.
yeah.
Okay. So you roll a 6.
Twitch.
Now what you're looking
I got
for
the
is
Facebook
6s through 10s.
Mm-hmm.
Let me know if you roll 1s and how many successes, if you roll 1s on the red die and how many successes you get. Now if you roll 10s, criticals, you need 2 10s to count as a crit. 2 10s is 4 successes.
Okay. Well, I guess that's only 1 crit or 1 10 then.
That's just a regular success. So 6 and above on every die.
Let's see here. I only got 3 of those, and 2 of them are red.
Okay, so what you had, so 3, you're able to steal a small box of 10 rounds. One of those little ones, as he's talking to a customer and he's putting up a bunch of different kinds of ammo, you're able to just go up and kind of palm it and make your beeline for the door.
That's enough to get me a clip. I'll take it.
Mag. I'll have to get you a mag.
A mag.
He's gonna kill you.
Can I visit the blood
I might kill you
Can I
too.
get blood?
I'm closer.
Huh?
Babies get
Or
it.
ammo?
Maybe I am.
Your black market is specifically your hookup for your blood bags.
Okay. So
You can't simply walk down to
Can
Circle K.
I go get a blood bag from my black market?
You can if you're willing to spend the time, but you do have to meet him by 10 p.m.
Would I be able to do that from 5 p.m.?
Well, you have to wait till nightfall, really. Most of
Oh,
these people don't really meet places during the day.
Yeah,
Go ahead and make your streetwise plus wits. And now, one thing I did not mention: if you have a specific word after a skill, that is a specialty. So if you do that action, you add an additional dice to that action.
Thank you.
Ah.
You said 6 through 10 are successes. Correct?
6 through 10 are successes. Oh, and you need to add 2 more of these red dice.
Oh, so I roll with this one?
These 3. You're going to
Okay.
replace 3 of those dice with 3 of those.
Oh, I don't want to.
I guess I'll pull a quick B&E.
You need to steal or do you
Yeah.
actually? Okay.
Fast, no cosby.
Go ahead and give me a perception plus wits, please,
What's up?
to see if you can find an easy target.
1 fail.
Okay, so how many successes?
I have 2 10s,
Okay, so that's 4 successes.
2 7s, and 2 9s.
Okay, so that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 successes. So you actually managed to call him up, and he just happens to be currently holding for you. And he
Awareness?
has one of these blood bags.
Yeah.
Awareness is on the right hand side of
You
the
said
shield.
perception.
Wits plus awareness, sorry.
No worries. Do I use the red die?
You're gonna add 2 red dice to that.
Add
So
them.
yep, you're gonna use 3 red dice.
Do you want
You guys have not fed at this point. Nope.
Alright. Just ask.
So replace 3 of my normal ones with 3 red dice.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so that's going to be 2 10s and 3 regular successes.
Okay, so 7 successes. You can down the street in an apartment. One that you kind of hit a few times before. Apparently, they didn't get the memo from the landlord to keep the doors locked and keep an open eye because their front door is wide open. This guy probably has his parents pay for his rent and stuff. Doesn't really care much. He's got weed laying around. He's got a game system. He just doesn't seem like he cares much.
Let's fill the back of that tracer.
Okay.
Gotta upgrade.
You can grab yourself a few items safely without putting yourself at risk. You grab his PS4. You grab the 24-inch flat screen TV that he has. You grab a bag of the weed. You can always sell that. Actually, pretty good weed. Pretty good stuff. He's got the Colorado medical marijuana stuff.
That's richer than your blood right now, thin blood.
I'm a lucky thin blood today.
Okay, we'll get to you actually being able to fence that a bit later as 10 o'clock begins to draw ever closer. Does everybody meet up on time?
Yep.
As soon as I get back from finding a deer or a dog.
So you're actually going to try to hunt?
Yeah.
Okay, so here, add these 3
Yeah.
to your... are you going to actually go into the wilderness, or are you just looking for a stray dog?
Yeah, I'll go into the ones.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me
I assume
your-
it's broad daylight at the moment.
pretty much. Well, you only got about 5 hours though between receiving the text to get it. So what we're gonna do? Go ahead and roll me. What is your hunting?
What am I looking for hunting?
Hunting bottom right corner.
Oh, right. I got 3 or 4.
Okay,
3/4.
So if you're hunting for deer, you're gonna roll those 4 because you're pressed for time. It's gonna be at -1 die.
Nice, and oh wow, that's all successes. 6 plus, right?
It's 6 plus. 3
8,
successes.
8, 8, 7.
Okay, you needed 3 successes to be able to find anything. Now you are able to track down a deer, and animal can get close enough. You've practiced at this. You're getting better at this. You don't really like feeding off humans. It just makes you feel weird. You're still trying to hold on to a bit of your humanity. You get close, and you manage to bite it, lure it in that sense of security, and you're able to take a drink from it. Are you going to try to push it, or are you going to leave it at a sip?
I'll see if I can. I'll see about pushing it.
Okay, so let me go and roll it. Okay, yeah. As you go to continue to take more, it bolts away
Do I
from
hold
you.
this?
Just give me 1 back. Thank you. And
Dear said
you're very pressed for time at this point to get on a bus and actually get there in time.
Bambi's mom lives today.
She lives today. You weren't able to lick the wound closes; it just bolted away. So
It'll be fine.
you could track it down, but you weren't able to really. You didn't really tear into it.
Is the neighbor's yappy dog running around?
Oh,
What is your touchstones? Your boyfriend, girlfriend, and another one, right?
No, just have boyfriend and girlfriend.
Okay. You live with them, and it's not your place. Small apartment, little, cramped ass studio apartment. There's plenty of neighbors around. The complex that you're in only has a small animal clause. You could probably find an animal, but you'd probably have to break into an apartment. I mean, these people treat their pets better than most people treat their kids.
Any kids running around?
Kids running around? Oh, definitely. There's definitely kids
careful,
in the
it's
area.
only
But
chock full of cholesterol.
again, you would have to break in order to get to them.
Hey, kid, want some candy?
All right, Bill Cosby, calm down.
Alright.
I guess since the kids apparently run around unlike the animals, like, you're little precious, with the dog, but then kids like, get the hell out and go play. Hunt a child?
Oh my god, you monster.
You have a problem with that? So go ahead and roll me a resolve, a straight up. Hold on 1 sec. Let me double check. Because I haven't run this check yet. So let me see really quick.
Hi there, kid. You want some candy?
Oh god.
I won't bite. Except
You'll
once.
float too. You'll float too.
Okay.
Hey, Georgie.
Go ahead and roll me a resolve plus composure.
You is a creepy bastard.
At least I don't break into people's houses while they sleep and suck them off.
That's better
Nobody
than preying
dies,
on
though.
children.
He just preys on his own girlfriend. And he wonders why she constantly goes to her mother's house.
What successes? It's 6s and up, right?
6 through 10 successes.
I got 2 successes,
Oh,
and
and
5 and a 7.
did you roll your hunger die?
No.
Okay, so let's re-roll that and add these two to that roll. So you're gonna roll 3 hunger. Replace 3 of those dice with 3 hunger dice.
Hunger Games?
So let's go and make a roll.
I'm sure that's
roll
been
it all
done.
again. That's
Oh,
what
Yeah. You roll it all.
Well, just roll 3 6s. That's like super unlucky.
So,
That's 2
He's a
failures.
vampire. Probably not that unlucky.
4
I got-
successes, 2 failures. And you have
The
2
the two failures are on.
You have 2
that's-
10s?
He's got 2 10s.
So that's
Yes.
4 successes.
You have
And then
6
5,
dice on that? Damn.
6 successes.
When you aim for
2
your
failures.
6 successes, 2 failures.
Uh-huh.
Okay. You can, if you wish to try to feed off this child. You kind of put it in your back pocket. And, I'm hungry. I can do it. You wish to try?
yeah.
Okay. So go ahead and roll me a persuasion plus manipulation.
Hey there, little boy, you want some candy?
Man, what a bunch of evil bastards.
You are vampires.
Dead.
Oh god, I have one dice.
Eat
I have
deer.
one dice.
Oh
shit.
god!
You don't think that changed about me
So
was the
roll
part,
the red
part of
die.
the animal I
Hey there, kid. You want some candy?
6.
The kid just no. You're not very good at this.
Oh,
You're
no.
hungry, and he smells delicious.
Oh god.
But as soon as you hey, I got some candy, the kid just stranger danger, and runs.
That's
to
a
his house,
smart
to his
kid.
I
apartment.
should have brought the brick.
Oh,
Don't talk to strangers, kids.
Don't talk strange children.
Especially if they got green hair. Come on.
Right?
So after some failures and some successes, you all make your way to the Circle K.
I wanted to show up early.
How early would you like to show up?
30 minutes
Should have
early.
brought the brick.
Okay. So
Scope it out.
are you in the parking lot or are you watching the parking lot?
Watching the parking lot.
Okay. Who shows up? Anybody else show up early?
Well, I'm probably showing up when I show up because bus. And hunting.
Well, you're trying to hit an early bus 'cause you've never received a text from Frederick, and with how dangerous he could be to your current livelihood within Colorado Springs. You tend to go a little bit early just to be there, so you'll be about 10 minutes early when you get off the bus. And you said 5 minutes?
Well, is there a way that I could, like, buy a drink or at least get a bag from the Circle K? Just a bag?
A bag of blood?
No, just a brown paper bag.
They'll give you a brown paper bag.
Okay, cool. So I'll walk in a little early.
Okay.
We're gonna wear it over your
And
head.
you're within walking distance, actually.
Yeah.
And it's a 2-minute drive for you. You're like
We'll
pretty
roll
close.
up 5 minutes early.
It's a
So,
I'll get a
as you're
bag of
watching,
strong man.
you see, describe your character, Kyle?
gangly, hoodie.
Wait, do we have a description?
Gangly, white guy with a hoodie, hands deep in his pockets, kind of, like
Looking
hands
around.
kind of moving around, looking around. Looks a bit dirty, almost like he's been running around in the forest for a while.
You hobo.
Kyle, what is your character's name?
I don't have one.
Is your character's name Kyle?
Let's go with that.
Okay.
That is really simple and not confusing.
Paul, what is your character's name?
Let's go with Jeff.
Hobo
Jeff?
Johnson. Someone, come
Hey,
on.
Jeff!
My name's Jeff.
Nick.
Flynn.
Wow. Vince?
Dean.
Dean?
Dean.
Oh,
Maybe I
Dean,
should.
right? Dean? Okay.
Maybe I should have called
And-
myself Sean.
Say Bobby.
Bobby?
Bobby.
Pronounce like that every time.
Bobby.
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 You gotta draw it out. It's not
Okay.
Bobby. It's Bobby.
So, Jeff,
Can we
as
write?
you are... What?
Can we write on the sheets? and just ask?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, guys, right on the sheets.
Time to finalize
Jeff,
this.
as you're watching, you see him come up. A few minutes later, you see... You walk up. What is your... describe your character for me, please, Flynn.
So I have swept back blonde hair. I try to take good care of my skin, even though like I'm poor. I still try to take care of my clothes because I like nice
Constantly
things.
using your girlfriend's like body wash.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
stuff. Yeah. Okay, I got you.
And also like if you ever hear her speak, I talk like this. I talk like this.
Okay.
Oh my god!
So you kind of look like a gay sorcerer?
There you go. We got it.
A bit on the nose, but okay.
Alright.
Yeah, it's on.
You're basically loitering
Come
around
here,
the
little
parking lot.
boy. Come here.
Yeah.
Take some of my weed.
I'm doing-
How
I'm
about you,
lo-
Flynn? You basically loiter around the parking lot, or you go inside?
I'm loitering under the no loitering sign.
Okay.
Yeah,
Because
I'm going to sit outside and I'm just going
Too
to lean
cool
against
for
the thing
cool.
because I'm too cool for school. I'm just going to lean against the glass like this and just be like,
Okay.
just
You
kinda
guys
like
see
watch
this is a good convenience store, and they actually have 2 employees on staff, and you see one of them is just kind of like sweeping and mopping the floor and just kind of ignoring everything. The other one is dealing with customers. You got some of the late night people now starting to come in. They're going to start their late shift soon, so they're getting coffee and chatting. You guys seem to be chatting with them, and seems to be relatively laid back. Doesn't seem like he's going to give you too much of a hassle. You go in and ask him for a paper bag,
And I'll grab a straw. Just a straw.
yeah, and he does that. Yeah, another person not buying anything, but asking for something. Here you go. Here's your bag. Thank you.
yeah,
then-
Flynn's dressed like a prep, like Hollister pink hoodie, and then like the jeans with like the holes in them and stuff, and then like some like Converse sneakers, like, and then just like the fabric
So
web belt.
Sorry.
Right.
You're gonna kill
And
Rocco.
describe yourself, Bobby.
Greasy college kid looking thing.
Yeah, it's a greasy college man, woman,
Woman.
Woman?
We'll go with that.
and Dean.
Here.
Tall, thin, athletic, kind of like a track star. Crew cut, wearing a frat hoodie, and designer jeans.
Yeah.
Combat boots.
You see sparks fly under this Toyota Tracer as it just kind of bottoms out coming in this parking lot. Your shocks are shot.
Oh no,
Well,
I'm doing like 40 when I
Yeah.
get into the parking lot too.
And he and just stops. You get out and walk around, or?
Yeah.
Pudding.
Well,
Lean
actually,
against
he
the-
stops at one of the gas pumps first, fills up, and then ends up parking his car.
Lean against the tracer with my shiny new Timex watch and put on my.
So you see these 4. It seems like they're waiting for something.
Well, I'll be like kind of walking around the parking lot while I'm trying to stealthily put the bag in the bag, and then
Roll me a stealth
it is
check.
my Capri Sun, damn it.
Fail.
And I'm watching them all.
Yeah, roll me a stealth plus dexterity. No, you know what? A stealth plus wits.
Stealth plus wits.
Mm-hmm. And remember to use your 100 die.
So how many?
Replace all of your all 300 die. You replace whatever whatever your 100 number is. That's how many dice you replace.
Okay. Stealth is 2.
Wait,
So
what's
we're at
my,
300?
what is my number now?
Everybody's different, huh?
Not
What
even
is my
my
number now?
dex?
2.
I
Well,
can't use
it's
dex.
however many dice you
I
have.
actually have dex.
Don't bother filling it in. Trust me, it's gonna
Yeah.
change. Yeah, we're using the dice instead of the paper because you're gonna be racing and adding.
Well,
and
yeah, but you
erasing and
gave me a die,
adding. Mhm.
but then you gave me 3 dice, and now I've got 3 dice
Yeah.
because I still have 3 dice.
Okay.
Yeah. Did you
that
were 100
is-
for?
Stealth and wits.
Yeah, I know. That is a 7 and a 6, so and then 3 5s
Okay, so 2 successes.
and 3 5s.
Okay. Well, no, that's I
Two
don't care about that.
successes.
Just
Okay,
2
cool.
successes.
Do I notice?
So, I would say you're not really watching too much at this point, but you are taking a watch. So go ahead and roll me your awareness plus wits, please.
Do I notice while I'm attempting to look cool on my tracer?
Did you
No.
fall off your tracer?
No, you're just you're looking at that watch still, and I'm like, yeah, all right.
Wearing my sunglasses at night.
Yeah.
Gas station aviators, baby.
How many successes?
2 successes.
2 successes. So you do
And one.
one. Okay, but you succeeded because the thing was 2.
Okay.
If you had failed, you would get hungry. Okay. Now here's the thing. You do see she has this paper bag, and you see her pull out what is very obvious to you is a blood bag. And the reason you can immediately recognize the blood bag is when you met Frederick, he gave you a couple to really help you curb your hunger. And you see her like and start
You're
sucking,
just standing there like this.
drinking out of it. So it's pretty obvious that she's like you. But the others, it's not obvious at all. They're just waiting for something.
Can
At about 2 or 3 minutes before 12, you're able to walk back. You're able to walk in the parking lot.
Can I check to see anybody around me if they are, because I have.
Who do you wanna check?
Just general.
Well, you have to focus on a person to sense the beast. in
The
you.
thing that came in, the fancy boy that came in.
And stop. Sure. Go ahead and roll me a.
Oh, did I notice that part?
I'm a simple.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Everybody saw that.
Do I recognize my old car?
Yes.
You already
absolutely.
described
And you
me.
recognize him. You two recognize each other.
I'm pretty sure that those shocks were in fine order when I sold that to you.
This thing's a piece of shit, bro. You gypped me. Dude, it doesn't even have racing stripes. I mean,
How many
seriously.
choices are there
Okay.
around here?
So you go ahead and roll me a
Aftermarket.
composure plus subterfuge, resolve plus your animalism.
Resolve plus my.
So 1. Your animalism discipline is 1.
So how many of this is blood dice right now? 3?
Oh, you replace however many.
Car.
So successes.
4.
Successes.
1.
1 success. It's hard to tell. You're kind of hungry, and it's really starting. It's gnawing at the back of you, and you're still kind of kicking yourself about that kid. You're not able to like just seal the deal on that.
Little bastard.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, little fucker.
Yeah.
Wrong accent, but still. It's because
Bro.
Pauly Shore's in here.
Eurotrash is creeping me out, man. He's staring at me.
Well, you see,
No.
that was
Back
a
to
nice,
Europe.
that was a nice landing there with
Friend,
your
I need to
falling
talk to you
plane.
about
Or is that
make
just
my
a piece of shit beta?
Better
So-
than those shoes, bro.
My shoes are fine. They are Converse. They are great in this country.
Hipster trash. Dude, Euro hipster trash. The worst of all trash.
As you glide
Delta
out-
Kappa Psi.
Oh, so it's a frat boy. He must have the amount of brain cells that's much less than the sparks that came off the car. How's that thing not blow
Bro,
up?
I am totally a chem major, and I have an athletic scholarship. Track star.
Oh, so he's retarded and knows how to blow things up, just like his car's going to one day.
you glance at your watch as he's talking to you.
Look
and
at my fine time banks.
you got about 2 minutes. You got about 2 minutes. You synced it up with your cell phone, so you can, so it's pretty accurate from what you can tell. Right at 10 o'clock, on the dot, you see an extended Ford Crown Victoria that has obviously had some work done to it, as the doors have been reversed. It's the doors now that actually open outward, almost like a 1930 style limousine.
Suicide doors.
Yeah, like a 1930 style limousine. Very nice, very nice. A couple of you recognize that this is a vehicle that Frederick got out of when he met you, or that you even took a ride with him in while he had his very frank and forthcoming conversation with you. It pulls up, parks a few spaces away from your Toyota Tracer, and sits there for a minute. After about 60 seconds of you guys kind of standing there and getting a little nervous and starting to shuffle your feet a bit, the door opens, and a fairly tall, 6'2", very angular-faced, deep-lined man with a balding head, still kind of, he's got a little bit of horseshoe on the back of his head, has a very, very well-trimmed goatee, smells faintly of lavender, and he wears a crisp gray suit, 3-piece. As he steps out, he buttons the sleeves of his arms as he looks at each of you. And, oh, good. I'm glad you all could make it. Please, come closer. And he makes eye contact with each of you in turn.
Walk up with my juice bag.
Okay.
It's a nice tasted juice bag you got there.
Yep.
I wouldn't mind a sip.
I think a lot of people wouldn't mind a sip.
What you drinking, hobo?
Juice bag.
What kind of juice?
Special kind.
Well, this is all fascinating. I'm here for a reason. My employer, Edward, has decided that you all, the special interest that he has taken in you, is now to be put to its logical conclusion. I would like each of you to very willingly step into my vehicle and accompany me out of the city. You are free to say no and walk away and no longer celebrate the protection of myself or of my employer. But that is up to you.
I got nothing better to do.
I just hop in.
Okay.
What's gonna happen to my shit box, bro?
It should be fine. I
don't think anyone's going to want to steal that car.
You guys look inside and you can see the two clerks that are inside the building are nowhere to be seen at this point.
Just as long as you buy me a new shit box without one leaves.
I can
don't worry, you
better
can-
shit box.
I do not make such promises, but I think I have a spare couple of 20s in my pocket that could replace it. Now,
Wow,
please,
ragging
if
on
you
my
like,
poor old car.
I'll get in.
I'm ready.
you feel like a pang of anger at that, like, hey, come on.
Well,
Can we
he's
cross country?
he's easy to understand.
As you all step into the car, it is very, very nice. There's plenty of room for each of you, but very conspicuously in each of the chairs there is a very large thermos sitting next to each of the chairs. As he beckons each of you to take seats next to that, he nods his head, closes the door. Okay, let's go. And the car pulls off. As he looks each of you over, and I'm glad to see that you are acclimating to your life within Colorado Springs fairly well. I'm myself not a very good fan of this place. But means what they be, I am here. But I have provided each of you with a sustenance drink because I will need each of you in order to be at the 100%, at least as close as you can get to it, for this bit of a journey. So if you don't mind, I wish that you drink up and curb your hunger.
I finish my juice bag. And then drink with the thermos.
It's very recent. The blood itself, it's cooling still, but it's very recent. And it's not been mixed with chemicals like your blood bag has, you know.
Yeah.
There's other stuff you
So it
can
tastes
to
better?
prevent it from coagulating.
Yeah.
It tastes better.
Can't bring up the chemistry set.
Oh, no. Your chemistry set's in your apartment. Yeah, your chemistry set's in your apartment.
Your apartment, which is actually locked to a point.
Chug it. Chug it like a Budweiser.
So, does everyone partake in the drink?
I'm not turning down
Yeah.
free shit after the little douchebag kid ran away.
Everyone who partakes in the drink, hand me all of your hunger dice back except for one.
Does he seem like he's?
I had a
sure.
juice bag.
With me?
You
think I rolled
met
successes on this.
Frederick before.
Oh, okay.
He's been your
Even with my juice
crap.
bag.
Yep. The only way to ever get to hunger zero is to completely drain a human being.
Juice bag.
So those of you who are vegans or consensualists or baggers, be prepared to always be hungry. At least a little bit.
Go to sleep.
Now,
Sorority girl, I'm thirsty.
the reason...
That's even worse.
I did.
Now,
Yes. Just us.
Sorry, not
That's
to-
why I didn't want to toss it.
My bad.
At least it didn't smash anything.
You could have set up.
Yeah, you're right. My apologies.
Kiss, kiss.
No, you can grab it. It's right there.
Okay,
Hobo
so...
Johnson over there.
Now, Mr. Edward has taken a has paid particular attention to each of you for a very good reason. Now, unbeknownst to any of you, but you all have some similarities within your past that makes you a candidate that Mr. Edward would take a keen interest in. Now, while each of you has suffered something of a supernatural situation, I myself am not much of a believer. But it does not matter what I believe, it simply matters what he pays me to believe. And what he pays me to believe is, well, of no consequence to you at this time. But Mr. Edward would like you to head into the forested hills above Colorado Springs and find Bronford Manor, Enterley Manor, and discover what it is that is happening in this place. We have heard some disturbing rumors, and since the Camarilla is gone, well, Mr. Edward cannot risk the lives of any of his full-blooded people, so he has elected to send you all to finally pay your way for his compassion in allowing you to stay within Colorado Springs and protected against the anarchs. I would say that is not a bad deal, no?
No, I'm good with it.
Yeah,
Okay.
okay.
So, a little bit about the Bronford Manor. Well, again, there's many stories about it, but that is purely superstition or idiocy from the populace. As you know, people in small towns, even a town of this size, they tend to just chatter without anything to really talk about. So, you kind of make things up. But, be that as it may, the Bronford Manor was built by Oscar Bronford, a very well-to-do German aristocrat that migrated to Colorado to create a better life for him and his wife. A wife that quickly had 3 children for him. Sadly, none lived past 2. He then, well, she died under some fairly mysterious circumstances, and he very quickly remarried. It seems as if that did not go well for him. He was a powerful man, though, and had quite a bit of influence, even going so far as trying to create a small town just outside of the Bronford Manor to create a new trading hub. But as there was already an established community within Colorado Springs, it did not do so well with the competition and with the not so scrupulous rumors that were circulating around Oscar Bronford. It died. He still kept his residence there until he passed, presumably in 1974, though not entirely sure if that is true, but that is when his body within the manor was found, and the lack of communication from his house was deemed necessary to investigate. Now, I am not sure what you're going to find there. I'm not sure if you're going to find anything, but it is considered to be a powerful place that Mr. Edward is interested in. If you are to find squatters, if you are to find any kind of supernatural how do you do, then I simply wish for you to either find a way to deal with it yourselves, or should the need arise, if you have to flee, then simply flee. We are not asking you to spend your lives, but just, it will not look as good if you cannot take care of the problem yourselves, especially because, you know, what you're going to find out.
You try to keep the mansion in one piece?
That would be preferable, yes. It has stood for well over 100 years, and it is still holding strong to its roots. So it must be a well-made.
So they're burning it down.
Exactly. Simply burning it down and running away does not constitute figuring out exactly what is happening. He would like details of what is happening within the house.
So, there isn't anything from the cracks there, is there?
I don't know what that means. I have no idea. Probably you will run into some meth heads, as they have several operations within that area, and I did not see them not taking residence in such a place and maybe building a laboratory or whatever it is that they do to push their poison upon the populace.
Yeah, drug addicts. That's awesome.
Since we got to deal with some of these people, I don't suppose you mind arming us a little.
Oh, I do, in fact, actually. If you do run into some meth heads, you are vampires. Come on, act like it.
I mean, other things.
If you were to run into other things, I don't know what I could give you that would help you with that.
I don't think a bullet's gonna work
You-
against a ghost.
You all know holy water is horse shit. I mean, come on. All of you
Yeah,
have had garlic pizza since you've died at least once. Come on.
We're totally vampires, and garlic pizzas are awesome.
I mean, come on, guys. Some meth heads that you can tear apart and drink, it's up to you. But the house must stay standing, and whatever it is that is happening there, you will discover, or Mr. Edward will be very much put out by your failure.
What happened to his second wife? Do you love this?
Okay, real quick, at this point, as you guys are driving, he gets a ring-a-ding-ding on his cell phone. He answers it and begins responding in a very thick Russian accent and Russian. So, if you speak Russian, anyone who wishes to know what they know about this place is more than welcome to make either occult or paranormal investigation on it with intelligence. So occult intelligence or academics paranormal intelligence. Remember to replace your die with your.
What about
hunger die.
paranormal investigation?
Yes,
Ah,
paranormal
that's-
investigation is fine.
Well, that sucks. I rolled two ones and one of them.
Yes,
With intelligence, right?
Hey, David.
it was intelligence.
I rolled one.
How
only-
many successes?
I rolled one success.
One success? It's enough that you've heard it, so you didn't fail. You've heard the Bronson matter. You've actually heard some of the junkies around the street talking about it, and it's a popular ghost story each year.
Enough to keep them away.
A lot of junkies, yes.
2 successes.
2 successes?
That's what I was after.
You heard a little bit more. You heard that Oscar Bromford, that he lived out there, and he himself is the one that tanked the economy of the small town, as he didn't want neighbors. And he had several wives, though you're not sure how many. I mean, so one person told you 8, another person told you 6. So, but he had a lot of wives, but no children. He died childless. How many? Anybody more than 2?
4.
Oh,
Four?
just 2.
2, 4. You know quite a bit. You guys have pretty much heard the same stories that he has and the same story that he has. You, on the other hand, as soon as you heard about this place, you started doing research and looking into it and really trying to find out what this place is, as your previous experience has kind of put you on edge to things like this. You know that during the construction of Bromford Manor, 4 people died, and they were said to have been buried beneath the foundation, as it was their final wishes to be part of their construction, their beautiful, beautiful building. This was their livelihood. You also know that it's rumored that he did tank the economy, but the economy did tank. There is no evidence that he did or not. But he did have 6 wives, 4 children who died, all of them younger than 2, and a reported 9 miscarriages.
One unlucky motherfucker.
Right.
He could never. He did in fact die childless. His last wife ran screaming from the house in 1948, and he stayed with only a single servant until 1974. And him and the servant was never found. He was found dead in his bed, apparently of natural causes. There was no, the police investigation revealed nothing. And people just assumed the servant probably grabbed his money and ran because there was almost nothing of value left within the house. He had run the money problems trying to keep this place up and running, and had to sell off most of the antiques.
How superstitious are you all? Well, I just thought I'd let you know before we go into this that there's probably quite a few tortured souls here.
Do you tell him the information that you know?
A little bit of it, vaguely of it.
Okay. So he gives you a very vague, mentions, the lots of wives, mentions how, that he died alone in the house. No one knows what happened to his final, most loyal servant.
Well, that's morbid and creepifying. Hey, bro, what's this dude saying? You speak Euro trash, right?
Also, yeah, I speak German. They were on the other side of the line, and I don't speak the cheeky, as they say.
Oh no, dude.
Oh, so you weren't over there in East Berlin?
No, fuck that.
It's 2018. I mean, he was when he was born. East Berlin wasn't a thing anymore.
I know. Poking fun.
So, does that mean you don't speak Euro trash?
My people, gas people, their people, it was a more of a political genocide.
Oh.
You said you're a double kappa retard or whatever it was. You should have gone to a history class at least. You should know Germany, Russian.
He spent too much time bouncing balls around.
If we are going to turn the table and prevent the light from me next week, we do need another light because it's super dark.
Yeah.
Do you want to turn the table back?
No.
Okay.
Not right now.
No, not with the camera on it and stuff like that. No, we're not going to mess with it. We tried something new. We'll see how it goes. Yeah.
You actually look pretty good.
He always looks good.
It's around this time that he hangs up, as he kind of looks at his phone and and you all can look at your own phones and see that your bars are gone. And there, you guys are very, very deep into an area that has no cell towers, and cell service is spotty at best.
Bro, how am I going to check the score on the game? There's no service out here.
So that sounds like a personal problem, but we are getting very close now. Mr. Edward has told me that there is a deer trail just near here that you all will be able to take. You'll be able to go find the small town, and from there, once you hit the town, there is a single path leading to the north, directly to the Brantford Manor. It shouldn't be more than a couple-hour walk from where I drop you off.
We gotta hike it.
Yeah, walk through the creepy woods to the creepy abandoned town.
With a homeless
And that's
person.
the creepy abandoned house. So
Yeah,
there's that.
I forgot that part.
Is there any other questions? You all do have cell phones, yes?
Yeah, but how do we,
I
if we
think they
go
are.
bars, how are we gonna tell you that we're done?
I will just assume you are done. You guys can walk
Or
until
dead.
you find bars and then simply call. Or if I've not heard from you within a day or two, then I will simply send someone to see if you all are still alive. But it's not something that they really need to worry about. Either you survive or you don't. I would suggest that you don't try to use your phones too awfully much. Take pictures if you can. I mean, if you find anything, take pictures, give him evidence, let him know that you at least tried to do your due diligence. Simply did not wait around and said, "Oh, nothing is wrong," tried to do a good job. If this goes well, he may have something else for you, and it can make your stay within the city much easier if you make the effort.
Awesome.
So,
Like,
looks like we are here. You all have finished your drinks, yes?
Mm-hmm.
Very, very good. Luckily, I have this, and he pulls out a single really crappy, like you find in one of those roadside kits. It's the plastic flashlight. Like, here, I have one of these, and he hands it to you, who is the next closest person. So there you go. Now you all have some lights.
We're vampires.
Yes, but maybe I believe she can see very well in the dark, but the rest of you,
Yeah.
let's be fair. You're kind of vampires.
Kinda.
Thanks, bro. Appreciate it.
Oh, so that blurb at the end of my character history was complete bullshit.
No, not really. You still are, just you're trying not to be. He opened, the door is open. As he doesn't touch the door is just open. They probably have a button that the driver can push to simply open them up.
Convenient.
You all step out, and it is dark. You can hear crickets, and it's cool night air. Though to you guys, it just feels like a regular day. You guys have noticed as you have become vampires, you don't really get cold. I mean, even here, like a human standing where you guys are, away from town, in your guys' regular old clothing, would probably be a bit on the chilly side, and you guys feel just fine.
Start hoofing it down the deer trail.
The deer trail itself is very, very easy to follow. It's been overgrown, but it looks like it has been recently cleared over the last few weeks. So while there's a little bit of overgrowth kind of encroaching in, it's fairly easy to find. You know that there is, at least once a year around this time, this has probably been cleared up for tomorrow and for November 1st, as there's a couple of these ghost tours that will come out and show the town. Now, they don't go to the manor. It's a legal issue. It's trespassing on the land if they do it. But they will definitely go to that town, and they'll show people, you know, the decrepit general store, and they'll talk about all the spirits that are there, that are still there and stuff. It's pretty much all bullshit. There's no real recorded deaths, like violent deaths there. A couple of people died of natural causes, but nothing really out of the ordinary. But it makes some money, you know, and it's out in the middle of the woods, and it's creepy as hell in the middle of the night, so they make some pretty decent money. So,
You get the flashlight, bro. You're leading.
go for it.
you realize it doesn't work. You open the back, and he didn't even remove the tag to where they can actually make contact.
Mother.
The light works a little better than what your like cell phone lights would.
And that just eats down the battery.
Yeah, it works better than that.
I have a Nokia brick. I have a Nokia brick.
An OK brick.
A Nokia.
Oh no, yeah, you got like one of those older ones, yeah.
Yeah.
So like yours gives off like no light, but it'll
It lasts.
last forever. I mean, you charged it 2 weeks ago. It's still on like 85%.
That's why I got it.
He's run over it, you know, he's dropped it from
I saw the American memes about, you know, Nokia's being indestructible, and
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, this is the new lifestyle.
That's your
this.
throwing weapon. That's what you use to hunt people to do a lot of
Lightning!
damage.
Blah!
I don't even have a plan. I pay for
No.
minutes.
Wow.
No, that violates the Geneva Convention right there.
It's about a 2-hour walk down this path.
WMD.
Until you guys begin to see the outskirts of buildings coming up. Place is quiet. Very, very quiet. As you all approach, you can see there's no one really here.
Can I use my senses?
You want to activate your senses now?
Out.
I do.
Okay.
Wait, what do I have to do?
All of a sudden you can hear everything. The wind through the trees above you. You can hear every one of these decrepit buildings slowly settling and shifting with the changing wind. A couple of rats scurrying nearby into the brush. Actually, not rats. Squirrels. No, not squirrels. Chipmunks. Definitely chipmunks. Yeah, I can smell their nest. Yeah. Okay. Gotta be careful, there's some foxes nearby. No, just a fox. Yeah, this is its territory, I can smell its urine. Everything. You can hear it all around you. You can also hear there's loud buzzing from a series of very large hornet's nests that appear to be littered throughout this place. And for some reason they seem to be a bit agitated.
Does she hear Jeff belching very loudly?
Oh, if you belch loud, yeah, you hear it.
Why do you have to be so loud?
And your belch is loud.
Activate your Witcher senses.
Oh, so that's why the hornets are agitated.
I'll, like, because I don't want to get over. I'm probably overwhelmed from that, but so I'll just.
No, that's not too much thinking.
I didn't
but
hear
you
like
can drop
other
it and
people or being, like bipedal.
nothing bipedal, anything like that. You can very easily find, as you're kind of used to following these hunting trails, you can very easily find what was once probably a wagon-sized road, and maybe could fit like a car. That leads from here further south, that reconnected to probably where the freeway was way long ago, and also heads north directly, what you would believe from the directions given, to Bromford Manor.
Well, there we are. There is a road that comes up here.
As you guys begin walking, it is a good 40-minute walk. And at this point it's after midnight. Well after midnight. Pushing towards 1 o'clock. As you all begin to get closer, you notice the crickets are no longer chirping. The sound of the swarms of hornets has long passed you by. The crunching of your shoes on leaves almost becomes uncomfortably loud as you make your way through this forest.
So, this is even creepier than before.
Yep.
Seems that way.
Wish we kind of had another flashlight.
Yep.
Right side, we have Eurotrash.
Yay! Hey, here's the flashlight. You lead.
Yeah, everybody follow Eurotrash.
Just like in the Poland. Okay, let's go.
Wow.
Oh my god. Alright.
That went dark.
Yeah.
That went really dark.
At least there's no fireballs out here in the woods.
Walking for a few more minutes, you notice there is a very stark change in the environment. As, for some reason, you've been walking through a fairly thick wooded area. I mean, fairly treacherous ground, trees are fairly close together. I mean, if you guys got within like 100 feet of each other, you'd be completely obscured by the foliage and trees. I mean, it's pretty dense out here. But you come to an almost man-made style clearing where the trees just stop. And just beyond the trees, the grass that lies here is yellowed and dead. It is spring, so it should not look like this. It is also flat to the ground, and under the starlight that you all can now see with the break in the trees, about 200 yards from this point, sitting in what looks to be a nearly perfect sphere of cleared area, is Bromford Manor, where you were expecting to come across it among the trees as nature would reclaim it. Nature has made no attempt to reclaim this.
That's a very good sign.
You can see there appear to be vines and other things that have grown along the outside of the building. They all look dead.
Any of this ringing a bell in my mind about something I read about death all around?
No.
Does it look like anything like the cracks?
The cracks, you saw the cracks because it was an area that you had known before. You walked by every day, and then suddenly it was different. This, it's hard. It could be.
Is it
but
a similar feeling, or?
No. This feels that felt wrong and weird. Like it's not like it's not supposed to be here. This just feels terrifying.
Well, I was wrong. It's way past creepy.
Yep.
Yeah, Farmer Fred.
Walking
Stuff
straight
is,
up.
supposed to grow after 100 years.
I need each of you, real quick, to go ahead and roll me a wits plus awareness. Oh, or anyone that wants, that is paying close attention to the house itself.
Dude, this place is creepy as hell. I'm paying close attention to everything.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wit
right.
versus what?
Plus
With
awareness.
Awareness.
So if you just have wits,
3.
it would just
Ah, lame.
3 successes.
Only 2
4
successes.
successes. 2 successes.
3 successes.
Yeah, the rest of them get fair, at least.
Wasting luck. Wasting luck.
3
Big
successes.
Nasty's gonna
Okay.
kill me.
Okay, so starting from the bottom of the top, those of you with 2 successes, you guys can see that it looks odd that this place is still standing. It looks like only the front foyer area, like the middle of it, looks to be a brick structure. The rest of it appears to have been made of wood, including the actual foundation that it's built upon. In your research, you knew that this place here, where you guys are standing, and further off to the north, it was a bog. People told Oscar that he was insane to build here, and he assured them that he was anything but. Within 50 years of this house being built, the land was dry. You're not sure how. Maybe some type of irrigation that he managed to drain this area, but it's one of the reasons he got this land for so cheap is it was seen as if nothing could be done with it. So you know it wasn't created on a typical stone structure, a stone foundation, or brick or even cement foundation, because it was too heavy to sink. So it's made almost on like a wooden stilted foundation that appears to have settled, and now there's just the regular foundation on the building itself. The roof, most of it is sagging and aged. The central tower, that would be the 3rd floor of this, the entirety of the 3rd floor, looks to have collapsed in upon itself. And has done damage to that section of wall. Everyone rolled 2 except you rolled 4, right?
No, I rolled 3.
You rolled 3?
I rolled 3 as well.
You can see the door on the front of this is slowly swinging in the wind. The door is wide open at the front. The house itself sits almost perfectly center of this circular area of dead grass. So you all can come at it from any angle that you wish. It is completely in the open. You have a very, very strange feeling about this. That there's a feeling prickling up in the back of your neck that's slowly crawling over into your brain, and something is wrong. This is not right at all. With how decrepit this thing is, it looks like it's hundreds of years old, not untouched since 1974. Before then, it was supposed to have been taken very well care of. It was his pride and joy, and you can see why. At one point, it's probably a beautiful place, a very elegant made manor. You, as you're standing there, you just squint and you're not 100% sure, but you think there's a flicker of light in there. It's definitely not in the front room. I mean, you're catching it bouncing off of walls, and you can barely make it out.
Bro, someone's in there.
I take a few pictures of the house.
Now you kind of pull around, shaking a little bit as you take the pictures and look at it, and yeah, it's. You all have seen horror movies before, There's this Netflix series called The Haunting of Hill House that just came out
dear
that a couple of
God.
you probably watched, and yeah, this place makes that place look like Disneyland.
Dude, does this look like that one place? What was that movie? It's about a cabin in the woods. What was the name of that again?
Like Slither?
No, that's not it. That's
I think
the
he's
one
talking-
with creepy
What was it? House in the forest?
No, I don't think so.
Wait,
Mansion in the trees?
Possibly.
Screw it. Let's figure out what's in this crappy
I'm
place.
walking
I hope it's that.
I'm walking up to the front door.
Hey, Euro
assuming-
trash, open the
assuming
door.
no one
Oh,
pointed out the light.
You see, this is what you think about.
Well, you
American.
said someone's in there.
I hope
So-
that's the
Okay.
man.
So you begin walking towards the door.
Wait.
So you all see him walking.
Wait.
over.
Oh,
I've got this.
My
And
extensive knowledge of chemistry says don't make fire near meth labs.
Okay, well, hold on. Let me see if I can kind of see if anyone's in there, or at least hear them. And I kind of walk closer, but just again using it,
Okay.
and then just like see if I hear anything from inside or anywhere near us on the outside.
Go ahead and roll me a wits plus awareness.
I passed him the flashlight saying, "Oh yeah, this is where your people are good. Manifest destiny and all that. Take it from the natives. This is a Native American encampment. Go ahead, go conquer."
Bro, that is so totally biased. You're not
one
woke at all.
success.
It's that feeling.
What's the
that it's
triggered?
Okay, so then you're
it's just crowding in on your head, and you can't focus on it. Now, I mean, now you're even just kind of.
yeah.
The
People have
house
way too much fun with that.
is creaking almost rhythmically, almost like it's breathing, and that completely throws you off. And anything else that you could discover from it, you're just, oh,
Yeah, man.
okay.
go ahead, go.
Did the hobo shit again?
No,
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, when she stops to listen, I'm gonna lean over to Joe. Dude, what's Bobby the hobo listening to?
I don't think any of us want to know.
Can you hear anything?
I fucking do.
Yeah, I hear this house being all creepy like. That's what I hear.
Oh, you don't hear the house, but you can hear the wind.
Yeah, I hear all creepy things going on. That's what I hear. Let's hurry up and get this shit done.
Alright.
no, go.
Come on, Bobby the
No.
hobo, we're going.
I already told you.
Manifest
I'm
destiny.
walking.
I'm telling you, how many people
What times?
Look on the bright side. Maybe there's something worth selling. That way you can get some soap.
Bookstore.
So, as you
There's
make
probably
your way
nothing there.
to
We
the
can
front,
sell that.
the rest of you watching him go, how are you going about this? Are you moving stealthily, or are you simply just walking right up to the front door?
There's no real
Does-
point in trying to be stealthy at the moment.
Does
Anyone
that-
looking, glancing out a window is going to see all of us.
Okay.
So I'm just moving my way up to the front door. I'll step lightly when I get to the planks.
Okay. As you approach and you get to the front porch, that looks like most of it's falling apart. Lots of termite damage, lots of old rotted wood.
I see that second
Does-
step.
Yeah, the second step is
Yeah.
completely caved in. You can kind of gingerly make your way up on this. You all, from where you are, about 50 yards away from him, can just barely hear the sound of creaking wood with every step he takes.
I'm gonna move up behind
Well, that's pointless.
So as you
Door.
yeah,
Let me
the
guess that.
door itself, the wind,
We're all staring at you.
there's something happening. It's like his whatever it is, air pressure is building as the wind comes in, and it's coming out the front door, and that front door is moving more than what the wind should be moving it. Because the wind's a gentle wind, maybe 3-4 miles an hour, not too bad, just enough to move the trees a little bit. But the door is constantly.
That's not creepy. Oh, so it's super rusty.
Oh yeah.
Well, there's no point trying to open this quietly. Yeah.
I feel like we're gonna be lunch sometime soon.
As you look inside, you can see at one time was probably a beautiful foyer. We'll go ahead and remove this so it's a little easier to see inside.
There we are. It'll show up there.
You can see tiled floors, many of them cracked, many of them destroyed, grungy and dirty. You see dead leaves strewn about the inside of this building. You see what looks to be old carpeting that is kind of fused to the wooden floors beneath it. You do see, as you look to your left, beyond this point, you can barely make out that there are, above you, there are several doors above you. You see a door to your left and your right. Above you, up the double stairs. You can see doors to your left and your right. But the rest of this place is dark. I mean, holy God, dark. As you look back, you can see there is part of the vines that seem to be growing on the outside of this house came into the house. And that seems to be vibrant and alive.
No, the stuff inside?
Yes.
Interesting.
Seems the only thing around here that seems to be alive.
I'm gonna sneak into this place like I'm robbing it.
Okay, so go ahead and roll me a stealth, and go ahead and roll me a stealth plus composure, please. As you are kind of on edge from this place. Now, as he has entered the building and he is approaching, how many successes?
A lot. 6.
Okay. As he's approaching, and so is he, you kind of watch where he stepped, and though some of your steps still creak a bit, you're not making the noise that he did. You enter the front door as well. Okay. You can feel movement behind you a bit as you. I mean, when he comes in, the light is gone as he steps in, because he's blocking what little starlight's actually getting into this place. Then he he moves up next to you. So you three
sliding in along the wall, you know,
okay.
as sneakily as sneakies.
So you three, what are you doing while they're inside?
I'm gonna go around back.
So you go all the way around to the back, or are you just like circumventing the whole thing?
Yeah, like I'm gonna see if there's a back entrance.
Looking at this place, it looks like there are literally dozens of areas of ingress into this place. You can see in these, yes, and you two do hear that. A door upstairs creaks.
Creepy.
As you
a
all,
little bit.
as you move around and you begin moving yourself around, you can see there in the second floor where the third floor kind of caved in, it knocked down a section of wall that you could easily scale the side of this house and climb in there. You can see there's plenty of windows that you can make your way into. A 5-year-old child could easily find a way into this house. It doesn't look like it's been fortified to keep people out. And as you make your way all the way to the back, you can see there's even a back door. And the back door, you can see where the door handle has been completely broken off. And the door is just kind of loosely hanging in its frame. Though the porch leading up to that has long since completely collapsed in on itself. So it's about a 5.5, 6 foot hop up to get onto into the house from this side. You go around to the side and you can see plenty of other windows that you can easily get into.
And then I hear the sound.
No,
the door?
No. Well, no, you don't hear the sound of the door. No. So what are you two doing as he moves around?
Following the American because manifest destiny.
Okay, so you walk up with him. Are you trying to be stealthy, or are you just moving up how Kyle did?
I'm going to try to sneak because you know in
Roll me
horror
a
movies a lot.
composure plus stealth.
It's gonna be really ironic as
What are
if
you
you forget my
doing,
character's name.
Bobby?
I'm just gonna walk up.
Okay, so not
This is a
trying to be
bad
stealthy.
idea. This is a bad idea.
You hear.
Bad idea.
One success.
I read a book about
And
this, and the book's
You're far quieter than she is. You see him move up, and you try to step where he is, but your feet are just off on every step. So you're creaking a little bit, but you're not nearly making as much noise as these two are. So as you all get there, it's about this time that you're at the back of the house and can see. Do you want to try to make your way the rest of the way around into the front, or are you going to go in another area?
I'd go into the closest place near where the light was at.
He couldn't see where the light was.
Oh.
He knew it was deeper into the building. As you move around, though, go ahead and roll me a Wits plus Awareness.
3 of those plus
He is shaking
2
up
of
at
those.
Scooby-Doo.
Gives me 1, 2, 3, 4. All successes. 5.
5 successes. Okay. So, as you walk around and you're looking at the back door, you look up and you can clearly see through the warped wood right here and the cracks in this wood within this area of the house. It is very clear that there's someone in there as well. It's very clear that there is flickering light in there, and it is moving like it's from a fire, not a electronic light source.
Can I kind of sneak up into it?
So you can see. Kind of cool for me because I can actually see the light through it.
No, I can just
We
see it
can't
through the
see it
paper. I can just
yet.
see it through the paper.
Yeah. Right? You can actually see it. That's cool. You clearly see that is the direct source of where it's from.
I need to pick up the
I
camera
want
and
to
shift
sneak
it
up
over there.
closer to it.
right.
Oh,
You should
okay.
do
Roll
that.
me a dex. I'm sorry. Yeah, it's dexterity.
Yeah,
right?
Dexterity.
Yeah, it's
We're
dexterity
moving.
plus stealth.
Watch out for the plug.
Well, this one's longer,
Okay.
so. Can I get a shot at it? I can't.
No, I don't even get a shot.
I can't get a shot at it.
Well, it's about to.
I'm sure I can get it more or less back where it was.
So 2 10s is 4 successes. plus 2.
So six
successes.
So 6 successes. How are you just moving under it? Because it seems to be an overhang. At one point there was probably supports under it, but they're long gone. And you can see it's actually sagging from the building from the weight of the wood itself.
I want to kind of climb up to it if can.
You could come up to the rest of the building, climb in. The closest point of ingress from that would be where that where that hole in the wall is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So as you're beginning to make your way there, the 4 of you, specifically you two first, what are you guys doing?
Looking for the door that opened.
It definitely opens somewhere deeper into the house. It wasn't one of the ones that you're all looking at.
Is
One of
there
the ones you can see.
anywhere I can kind of see light?
Can we zero in on where that noise came from?
There is a tiny bit of light to your left and to your right as you go deeper in into the building itself. Going up the stairs, it is dark. So you can make out, since you went to your left, you can see there's a hallway that leads directly off of the foyer. You can actually see it right
You have to remove the second
here.
floor.
Yeah, I'll remove that bathroom real quick.
Being a pain. There it goes.
You can actually see that there is a
No,
second.
that's where I was going to go myself, so you've got company.
There is a.
Keep going that way.
Okay.
Hallway of creepy man number 1.
As you walk around this hallway and look down, it gets very dark. There are still slats on the windows have been boarded over on this bottom side. There's a tiny bit of light coming in, enough that it reveals that there is a closed door at the end of this hallway.
You gonna knock, bro, or we just
So,
going in?
you guys following him?
I'm following him. Manifest destiny. Isn't
Is
that?
there any point in actually?
I'm like actually like kind of like
Open the door
holding your
slowly?
shoulder a bit as
So
we're
you open
walking
the door
forward,
slowly?
like-
Okay. As you open this door,
I cannot see over there. Oh, there we are. It's just a continuation of the hallway. Oh wait, no, it looks like a bigger room.
it is a much bigger room.
This is my girlfriend's with you. Do
Oh,
not.
you remember the
in
order?
this
Jeez.
room,
I'm
you
not
can
gonna do
actually
like that.
see, at one point,
Just do what I mean.
this was probably a living room. Inside this room, you can see
Get the camera.
there are
Right.
shelves where it looks like a kind of bar setup was, and you can still see old broken bottles that
Give
are
me a
still
minute.
on those shelves. You can see a smattering of chairs that have been broken and decrepit over the years. There is a very large area rug that is just fused to the floor, and there is a fireplace.
I can't see very well. I think
Any-
it's a little too
It's hard. We don't really have a whole lot of
Any
light.
intact
Yeah.
bottles in the shelves?
Go ahead and roll me
Down.
an investigation plus composure, please.
Yeah.
light up there.
So absolute composure. Not bad. 3 successes.
3 successes.
Can I roll d10s all the time, dude?
There is a single
Put a white light.
bottle. Yeah, there is a single bottle.
Mine?
Okay. You take it off the shelf. I mean, it off the shelf as the other stuff that just congealed
That
around
must
it.
help.
Selfie with the bottle.
As you all are standing there, a sudden flash of light erupts. And you will kind of turn and look over to see him kind of blinking the light out of his eyes as he looks around and just kind of sheepishly smiles. And you all once again hear somewhere upstairs.
Totally not me, bro.
As you're moving up to the side of the
Obviously.
building and begin to move up, you hear a door slam.
Is
Don't
there
forget to sit back down,
a
David.
chair leg I can grab?
Yeah, you want to break off one of the chair legs?
Maybe a whole chair.
They're pretty bulky. They're like early 1900s.
Yeah, right.
You
That's
know,
hardwood.
size, so they're pretty
One-
hefty.
is there
I mean,
one
you
that-
could easily carry it, but it's a matter of just being
Is
able
there a
to.
busted up one that I could?
Oh yeah,
pick up?
easily.
Is
get
there
yourself a piece off.
is there a fireplace poker?
I want a chair leg. You go get your poker.
Hey, I've already got a staff. I'm good.
Maybe one with some nails in it.
Go ahead and roll me a awareness, just straight awareness.
Nah, I was let's see, where's my awareness?
See, unlike the rest of these people, I'm actually an avid fan of horror movies. Things too hostile and stuff like that. You know.
Yeah,
based
one
on my
success.
own
Well, I
country.
keep rolling ones
So
on this damn thing.
I'm going to just, inside my hoodie pocket, the hoodie that I got from my girlfriend, the pink one. I'm going to put my hand around the 357 handle that I have.
Okay.
You know, because unlike them, I'm
Yeah,
not
I
gonna
did
try
roll
to
one
fight
success.
it, I'm just gonna shoot it.
You got one success.
And if I had a gun, I'd use it.
You get
But I have
a
to share
smell of ashes.
If Flynn had a gun, he'd use it.
Kicked up out of nowhere.
Flynn does have a gun.
It's as you're moving in the room and looking around. It's more of like you just caught it smells like burnt paper.
I'm gonna.
Can I try and follow that, or is that roll too low? You did.
Yeah, you're not. You can look at the your surrounding areas, but that roll that's about all you can get off that roll. There's definitely some kind of burning paper, and it's very faint, and it's gone just as quickly as you smell it.
Was Farmer Fred
Yes.
with?
I don't know where you are.
I'm
Right
in the
next
room
door.
behind you.
She's
Oh,
like right next
right.
to you.
Can you do your super sensing thing?
It doesn't
Your
stop.
super smelling.
Like it's at the point where when you turn it on, it stays on for a while. If you want to turn it off, it's too hard to continue to focus. It's too hard to turn it on and turn it
Can
off.
I like sense anything in here?
Well, roll me
smell
wits plus
anything?
awareness.
Yes, Scooby-Doo. Do the snip snip.
Good pop culture reference, Euro trash.
Like,
Oh, look, now Scooby's angry. We must give it a Scooby snack.
3 successes.
Those are 10s, dude.
No,
No,
it's
just
8.
1 10.
It's a 10 and 2
The
8s.
you do also smell that smell of burning paper, but it's recent. To the point where you can walk up and just very gently you can feel that it's just a little hotter around the fireplace, like it was probably used within the last few hours.
I walk up. Can I see anything in there?
There looks like somebody tried to burn a whole bunch of different paperwork. A lot of it looks to be severely damaged.
Can I like see the paperwork? Or, like get at least a
You
somewhat
start
decent?
grabbing- Okay, go ahead and roll me an investigation.
Investigation.
Scooby-Doo.
Plus,
Dexterity investigation.
No, at this point it's going to be wits because it's a matter of just keeping your calm while you're able to do this.
Holy crap.
You can like live in a bookstore.
Hobo done some investigating.
That is 3 successes.
3 successes.
Yeah.
Going through, you get a look at a few of these papers,
Mhm.
and you're immediately put on edge. This isn't old flowing script and old love letters of a mansion from the 1900s. This is printed paper. Like there is it's typical word processor style writing on this paper. Most of it's really hard for you to make out, but you find one piece of paper, and on the piece of paper you see above the paper here, a large section of it has been burned off, and it says 4768, and then South E, so Southie, but the rest of that has been burned off. And the only thing you can really get out of the rest of it, as it's been too badly damaged and most of it's just random words, the only word that jumps out to you is containment.
Containment?
That's the only word that jumps out of you on that page.
Take a picture.
Take a picture of it?
Well, I'll
Yeah.
hold it up and be like, this is weird. This is like recent. Like
Now, all of you are into the occult.
Yeah.
How much are all of you into horror movies and other things, and urban legends and things?
Into it a lot.
Name me your top 3 favorite things real quick for horror.
Oh yeah, so I love The Grudge because she goes.
No, I mean like genres, like
So
movies.
the weird Japanese shit.
Okay,
and
so
then
weird
I
Japanese
like the
movies.
torture porn, and then I like it when the white women they run away screaming, "Oh my god!" and then they break the
slash
ankle.
films. Okay.
Yeah,
So you like
that
so,
one.
So you're mainly into movies.
Yeah,
some
so
of the pop culture stuff.
Anybody else?
Well, since
SCP stories are interesting. Secure,
It'll
contains,
go
protect. Some of them are really
bookstore.
creepy.
Go ahead and you roll me a straight
And once you said the word contain, was like,
wits.
yep.
Yeah, you go ahead and roll me a straight wits plus occult.
Like slashers, thrillers.
So-
Weird, like Lovecraft stuff because of the cracks.
Okay. Yeah, definitely that makes sense.
That is 3 successes.
Your blood immediately runs cold as you go. You see that paper that she's holding, and you kind of recognize it.
Mm-hmm.
And
What is
so
that?
Now,
I know.
you know SCP stories are bullshit.
Ah,
They're fun.
some of them are very creepy.
Some of them are creepy. And you've been creeped out by a few of these, but they're bullshit. Looking at this, the way it's formatted, a bunch of the YouTube channels, when they run SCP stories, they kind of use a similar looking typeset of this. You know, you got the name on top, then you got like information, all of this information. She looks at it, looks destroyed. You're looking at it and, no, a lot of that's been redacted.
Fun times.
And then there's damage to it, and just that number sticks in your head.
What was that number again?
It's not one you recognize. Most of these SCP stories,
Well, they top off in the hundreds.
yeah.
4, 7, 6.
Well, even those in
Or
the
7, 6, 8.
thousands, I mean, even if you see in the thousands, it's different. It feels weird because you recognize this.
Yay!
Like it's like you're in a bad movie.
Wonderful.
Now,
Bad
about
movie
this
where
time,
everyone dies.
I need you to go and roll me a strength plus athletics, please.
Ah, shit!
Did you need to know what I was into or no? Because it's like books.
Yeah, you're
Books.
mainly the occult, the older stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're into the much older stuff, and demonology and things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a question outside though, because it does say occult bookstore owner. I know an occult
Yes, that's
bookstore.
not gonna. That's not
Yeah,
gonna.
okay,
matter
no,
right
I'm
now.
just
Yeah.
asking if that's what it was. And not like that I own.
2 success.
2 successes.
And as long as my
As long as
failures
you.
are less.
Well, no, yeah. As long as you don't fail, then that one doesn't matter. But if you
Okay.
fail, you're gonna get another hunger. Thankfully, as you're climbing this, you lose your footing once as you manage to pull out a piece of the wall with your foot as you're trying to climb, and it nearly makes you fall a bit. But then you make your way up, and you are now within that room right there.
Anything of note in this room?
It is very clear to see that there is light bouncing from down this hallway here, though you're only seeing a bit of it against the wall in front of you. You approach.
But nothing interesting in this room catches my eye.
It looks like there was at one point a staircase that led straight up to here to that 3rd floor, but when it fell, that thing just kind of crumpled in on itself. There's a lot of detritus in this, a lot of old wood that you'll have to clamber over in order to get deeper in.
I'll try to sneak my way into that room.
Okay, go ahead and roll me a stealth plus dexterity, please.
One, 2, 3, 4.
You move pretty good. You have a few of the
I'm not gonna put some
pieces
those
of wood
floors back.
shift under you, but nothing too bad. You can feel like one wrong step and you may step straight through this wood with how rotted it is. And there seems to be large patches of this growth all over the place. It seems to be vibrant, though. When you look at the stuff that's on the walls, right on the outside, it's clearly dead.
Huh.
As you move in, you can see you have a hallway. There's a door, a closed door that leads. An opening that leads. Looks like to the foyer, and then looking to your right, you can see 2 doorways leading to deeper into this place. And beneath this door and above this door into the cracks, you can see the light is directly on the other side of the door.
I go to the cracks and try and peer through.
Okay, so while you're rolling me a wits plus awareness, I need to know what the rest of you are doing at this point.
Do I hear anything going on?
Yes.
Go ahead and roll me a wits plus awareness, please.
You weren't joking about someone actually being here.
I'll check as well.
Do
I
something.
don't like the familiarity
Wait,
of
plus
this
one.
damn paper.
4.
4. You don't hear anything, but now you're smelling that burning too. It smells like it was. It had to be today. It had to be. And when you're over there, you can like touch the bricks and feel there's still a little bit of warmth in them. So whoever was doing that was definitely burning it today. 4. Same thing. It's though the two of you and you with your 4 as well. You guys are kind of listening and looking at what's happening as he's freaking out looking at this piece of paper. The only one that really seems to have not suffered too much damage compared to the rest. You all hear somewhere in the house.
Which direction?
You're not sure where. It seemed to almost
Can I
vibrate
hear?
through the room.
The door slam came from upstairs more clearly? Or was it everywhere as well?
No, that one seemed to be like it was deeper in. It didn't seem like it was coming from above you. It seemed like it was coming probably down the hall.
Maybe farther down this one.
Looks like as you guys are looking in, you can just make out with your flashlight what looks to be bookcases. Looks like there's a library.
Where?
Right down this hall.
Oh,
So if you actually do this, you can actually do this real quick. You can see, and looking at what's happening as he's freaking out looking at this piece of paper. The only one that really seems to have not suffered too much damage compared to the rest. You all hear somewhere in the house.
Which direction?
You're not sure where. It seemed to almost
Can I
vibrate
hear?
through the room.
The door slam came from upstairs more clearly? Or was it everywhere as well?
No, that one seemed to be like it was deeper in. It didn't seem like it was coming from above you. It seemed like it was coming probably down the hall.
Maybe farther down this one.
Looks like as you guys are looking in, you can just make out with your flashlight what looks to be bookcases. Looks like there's a library.
Where?
Right down this hall.
Oh,
So
right.
if you actually do this, you can actually do this real quick. You can see he is Lee. What looks to be a small section of this that at one point was probably a full-blown library, with, complete with a desk in the corner that looks like where they would do research. There is also tiled floor, which, well, you haven't seen this, but you would know since you've done so much research here. A tile floor back in the before 1900, that was absurdly expensive. Like, why would you do it expensive? There's no point. That's kings and queens shit at that time.
Unless you need something clean.
But you can see that there is a library there, and there is a closed door at the end of that hallway that you can barely make out with your light. So would you roll for your wits awareness? 4. You can hear faint breathing, just panicked breathing, almost like they're trying to hide it behind their hands, trying to stifle it as much as they can, just behind that door.
Can I see through it though?
The door has plenty of cracks, but what you can see, you can see there appears to be a metal container. Looks like an old metal trash can that has a fire burning brightly in it. But you don't have a view to your left in order to really make out the rest of the room. You can just see there's definitely light coming from there.
I want to quietly pull out my gun
Okay.
and burst through that door and
So
point it
how
at
are you
whoever's
bursting
there.
through? Are you kicking it down? You
Kicking it down.
Okay, so I'm gonna need a strength plus athletics. All of you who are down there, are you 3 who are listening? You're still kind of freaking out and
I'm
trying
about to make my way towards the library.
Yeah, like, are you still holding on to the paper?
I'll keep a hold of this. I'll find some place to tuck it.
Okay.
Assuming I can.
Yeah, you can fold it up, shove it into a pocket.
Eh.
2 successes. The 3 of you suddenly hear a. Well, let's see. Not quite, but you guys hear as a door flies open, and you hear a "Ah!" in the
I
room
do too.
behind,
And I
yes,
screech.
and you scream because for you it's loud. It's like it's happening in the same room as you. You guys hear it off in the distance. She lets out a cry. This person in this room lets out a cry, and you see. It looks like whoever's been living in here, obviously there's a wall here. I'm having to do a little bit of stuff with this. But you can see there's a woman cowering in the corner on the other side of this burning barrel who is trying to hide her face almost from you with her hands as she whimpers.
What the hell are you doing here?
And she's uncontrollably crying.
Let me see your face.
She kind of slowly moves her hands and doesn't look at you, just still staring at the floor.
Take my phone out and take a picture.
She flinches when the flash goes off. She don't hurt me, don't hurt me.
That all depends on if you give me answers.
She kind of glances over you and sees the naked gun in your hand, and she just starts. So while this is happening and he begins questioning her, the rest of you heard this happen.
I'm trying to find a stairway up to where.
So you head back down the hallway. You know where there's a staircase.
Yeah, back down the hallway.
So you go back down the hallway, and now it's very easy to see with that door open. There is light flooding from upstairs in this, as this door is now wide open.
Come on, you're a trash.
I follow you, manifest destiny.
And do the two of you continue going to the library?
I'm
or do
clinging
you
to him like a fat kid on a cocaine right now.
And do you follow them, or do you stay in the library?
I'll go check out the library.
Okay.
So I guess I'm going with
you. You begin looking at the library. It looks as if a lot of those papers, almost one entire shelf has been completely cleared. Everything's gone, but it's completely empty now. There's no dust on it though, so it looks like it's relatively recent. And you can see there's several areas of the other bookcases where stuff has been pulled off and removed. But there is a bunch of manila folders that appear to be strewn about this area. Most of them empty, but you do find a couple that have labels on them. All the labels are just 4-digit numbers. That is it.
Yeah, what's the next one in line?
I'm serious. I'm clinging to you.
They're completely random.
If so I can't
Like
find one that's nearest.
1176, 4411. I mean,
I give a quick read through that. I guess.
well,
I find.
it looks like the files have been removed from them.
Damn. Any of them with? I take it none with file.
No, it looks like they've been removed. It looks like most of these. I'm sure they're not manila. They're the plastic folders. The ones that don't burn.
Right.
And it looks like the stuff was pulled out of it and used as fuel. Maybe maliciously destroyed, maybe not.
Starting to seem like it was used as I need to be warm fuel.
So while that's happening, you guys are
Very
clomping
good
up
fuel.
the stairs as fast as you can. Running around this place, you hear
Clonk, clonk,
storming
clonk, clonk.
incoming footsteps from behind you that are running down this hall. And I mean, it's as they're running, you hear that.
I see if I can scoot out of the way of the door so that if anyone comes in.
Oh no, you're over here at this point.
Okay,
Yeah. You're a ways away from the door at this point. When you guys walk in the room, you can see him with a gun in his hand, just still
Pointing at you
them.
now.
As soon as you come around, pointing at you.
Whoa, creeper.
Oh.
And you see a cowering woman in the corner, breathing very, very hard.
Why are you trying to rape the meth head over there, you creepy fucker?
Well, okay. It's either we're gonna rape her or eat her. Take your pick.
Whoa. That's creepy, dude. That's creepy. We don't eat innocent people. Here, come here. It's okay. It's okay.
I'll put the gun away.
Roll me.
Everybody can trust a frat boy.
Roll me a charisma and persuasion.
Oh, you're just a frat boy.
When he does that, I put the gun away so it's not visible anymore.
2.
Yeah, she just stays. At this point, she's now hugging her knees to her chest as close as she can. Now that you guys are closer and you can see, this woman has chestnut brown hair that looks like it hasn't been washed in weeks. It's dirty and caked. Dreadlocks appear to be forming just from the sheer amount of offal that's been mixed in with it. She is wearing, at one point, it was probably a nice looking tank top, but at this point it's worn almost completely see-through. She's not an attractive woman, as it looks like she's missing most of her teeth. Her eyes are incredibly sunken deep into her head, and she has almost purple bags hanging beneath her eyes. Blood trickles from one side of her nostril. The shorts that she's wearing leave absolutely nothing to the imagination. And there is a threadbare blanket that appears to be bundled up in the corner. And it seems as if she's using a very large bed of this growth that you guys are now seeing, that you guys have only seen a couple of patches of. You've seen a couple big patches of. This is one of the largest ones that you've seen. She's using it like it's a bed. There is almost no iris in her eyes, as her pupils are bang wide open.
Alright, Trash, you can have that one.
That one's a mess. That's your people, the Americans.
It's okay. It's okay. Calm down. Like,
She's
what
high as
happened
shit.
here?
Did Sonny send you?
Who's Sonny?
Is that your dealer?
He's my boy. He didn't send you?
Who's Sonny?
How long has Sonny been gone?
I don't know. I spent a lot of time asleep the last few days. All I know is he was walking around the house and he kept knocking on the walls, and he just wanted to come and get well with me, you know? Like, he just needed to get well, but he just,
What do you mean get well?
you know, get well, you know, get what we need,
Oh.
you know?
What do you like?
Huh?
What do you like?
Are you holding?
Yeah.
What are you holding?
Figure.
Pull out the fat sack I stole.
And she just, her eyes kind of go wide a bit. She just, like, I got a few bucks on me.
Yeah.
Yeah. How much?
How much you got?
And she begins ruffling through her stuff. Pulls out a couple really badly wrinkled dollar bills. Can I just get one joint? I just need to get well.
Yeah, that's okay. It's okay.
She hands you the dirty ass money.
You can take a nap too. It'll be fine. We'll watch you.
You give her some. You give her
Oh my God!
She very shakily adds pot
Pudding.
to the paper, rolls a very badly rolled joint.
I'll roll it for her. I'll be a
And-
good frat boy and roll it for her.
Yes, you've done it a few times in your life. So you roll it up, and she takes it, and she lights it, and she's finished half the joint before she kind of seems like she's maybe calming down just a little bit, though her pupils haven't changed, and she still kind of scratches and looks around and stuff, and you can just clearly see that there's a bit of fresh blood brimming at the edge of her left nostril, and she looks over at you. Sonny, he was walking around, man. He just kept knocking on the walls, man. I don't know why he's knocking on the fucking walls. And I just heard him scream, and then he just ran. I just got to the top of the stairs in time to see him running off just out the front door. He didn't even have a shirt or shoes on, you know. He just ran. I don't know what was going on, you know. I just wanted to go to sleep. So, you know, I just took a bump, and then I went to bed, and he didn't come back, but I mean, he brought me here. Come on, you know, I'm from Florida. I don't know how to walk through the forest. I get lost. I'll die. I'll get eaten by a wolf or something.
Don't worry. We'll
Isn't
go
that
find
normal
Sonny
in
for you.
your home state? Don't they like have zombies that eat each other's faces and stuff? What's the difference between a wolf and a man eating your face?
You talk super funny, man. You want a hit?
Oh no, I don't smoke the hashish.
You
That's
know-
Amsterdam.
You could use a hit.
No, fuck you, fucking homeless
I mean,
Johnson.
she completely. I mean, she smokes this thing down until she can't physically hold it anymore, and then lets out the last bit of smoke in her lungs. While that's happening, the two of you in the library.
Well, if there's nothing of interest in there, I was planning on just moving through.
You do have. There is a closed door right next to there. You can also look deeper into the library or the living room. I'm sorry. There was a doorway leading directly off here and a doorway here within
Yeah,
the
we'll just continue around.
So you
Finish
can
off
go
this
this way?
wing here.
So you can go this way. Okay.
Yeah.
So You open the door
Nice and quiet.
as quietly as you can,
Well, that's fun. You know, that's why I didn't bother with the front door.
and you see in the room beyond, it appears at one point to have been. This guy
That's a lot of
screwed up
desks.
somehow. It's actually a countertop,
Okay.
and you can see what looks to be an old-style icebox right next to a pair of shuttered windows.
Look at all the moss.
There is quite a bit of the vegetation growing along that wall.
Why is it growing there and not outside?
Do you go and inspect it, or
I'll take a look.
go ahead and roll me an
Am I
investigation
still
plus
clinging
resolve?
onto him?
Oh yeah, you definitely are.
Resolve, so 2 and investigation.
Hey,
This is not my strong
Where
suit.
did Scooby-Doo and Shaggy go?
Two
They
successes.
split off from us.
2 successes.
I rolled a 10 on the red die.
As you get closer to this and you begin looking at this vegetation, you suddenly get the sickening sense that this stuff is moving. Almost like it's swaying in a wind that isn't blowing within here.
Can I sense anything?
Are you looking?
Yeah.
So
I'm
roll
like-
me an investigation plus resolve.
Is it going to start making cell phone noises?
I guess we'll have to wait and see.
Dun, dun, dun.
It's okay. Don't worry about it.
What's he got? That's just part of the bar.
I have a 1,
Yeah, just take a nap. It's
but
cool.
I've rolled
successes.
several
3
ones.
successes.
3 successes.
Okay, with him, you guys kind of notice it at the same moment that this stuff appears to be moving, just very gently, almost like a wind is blowing. You kind of look away from it as it starts to freak you out, and you see very clearly on the countertop there is a bloody handprint that appears that is set and then pulled away.
Is it fresh?
Did it just happen?
Or is
It's-
it like...
It's dried, but it's still there's still a tiny bit of tackiness to it.
Like, can I tell how long? Am I able to like
Hours?
like touch it and be like
Hours?
blood? Like look at it like right in his face,
You
blood.
can walk up to it and you can now, like, her pointing it out, you can see it.
What is Oh, that's the icebox, isn't it?
hmm So as
Kind of collecting around the icebox.
you guys can see that handprint that is pulled away, it looks as if somebody was standing, coming out through the doorway, putting their hand on the counter and trying to run around it before they were pulled back. Because the drag
What
marks seem to go into
Oh,
the next
okay,
room.
this one?
Yes.
What's in the icebox?
You
I've
go-
got a pull.
So you walk up to there and you just kind of
Raise it, yeah.
roll me a stamina plus athletics.
Die.
Yep, we all gonna die.
We're already dead. Come on.
So like die. Like, we're mostly dead.
We're only mostly dead. Yes. That's a fail. That's a fail.
Yeah, you
Four.
suck it over there, fat boy.
That tastes awful.
A 6, a 9, a 9,
Tastes
and a
like
9.
meth head.
So
4 successes.
4 successes.
The other one's a
You-
1 and a 5.
You managed to prevent from just straight out vomiting into this container, as this container appears to be filled with bits and pieces of people.
Okay. How fresh is that? Considering it reeks well tonight.
It's putrefaction,
So it's still juicy?
yes, and
That
you
ain't
can
good.
see in the bottom of this thing, as you're looking, you can see that same growth that appears to be forming around most of the pieces of the people that are here.
This is. Well, if we're being honest.
Okay, so while you guys are investigating that, and I need the two of you to go ahead and roll me another awareness plus composure. I need the three of you to do the same thing, please. Awareness plus composure.
Oh, that is a 1. That sucks. 4, 2, 4, 8. God damn.
No? Did you roll 1 on the red or no?
No,
Okay.
I remember two.
Does 1 on the red matter?
Yeah, you rolled 2, so you're okay.
Huh?
I got
It
3
matters if you fail. If you roll a 1 on the red and you fail,
okay.
you get hungry.
Because, like, I've rolled several 1s, but they were all accompanied by successes.
You failed with a 1?
1 to run.
5 successes.
3 successes.
Okay. So the two of you, you both very quickly notice the sudden change as she looks over to the doorway that he kicked the door in and you all entered a few minutes before. As she glances over in that area, you have that hair on the back of your neck raising feeling as you look over and you see 2 men standing in the doorway. One holding a very old looking revolver, looks to be a .44 Magnum. The other is holding an old hatchet. The blood that covers his hands and forearms has dried and congealed, but you can still tell it's leaving residue on everything he touches. They both look at you with a very similar look to what she has, but you notice that each... Welcome back, everybody. All right. So now with these new entities staring at you maliciously, one of them actually already lunging at you, I need each of you guys to go ahead and take your composure plus your awareness and tell me what the number is of dice that you would roll. So just give me the number.
5.
Composure plus what?
Awareness.
So 5, 5,
4.
4,
8.
8.
That's how many dice I would roll? Okay.
2. So 4, 4, 2. How many you said? Kyle, how many did you say?
4.
4. So and you said 5, correct?
2 and 2.
Mm-hmm.
5 and 5. So both of you roll a d10 real quick.
4.
3.
Okay, so you're up first. So that makes you Jeff,
Hmm?
Your teeth in.
Lynn,
No, I was just asking if you did. Don't worry.
and you're 4. So that is Kyle. And you said you're 2, correct?
It would be the German.
Bobby, you're 2, correct? Okay.
Wow, you're slow.
Okay, so the way the combat works, and this is a little bit different. I'm using the more complex combat rules for Vampire the Masquerade than the basic rules. So what I'm going to go around the table, and each of you are going to declare what action you are taking on your turn. Once I know everybody's action, then we're going to go on to the phase where we're actually going to roll dice and complete those actions. Okay? So starting with Dean. Seeing these two people there, you being on the other side of the room, in front of Rose and Jeff, what are you going to do?
Hit the dude with the magnum in the face.
So you're going to rush at the dude with the magnum and hit him in the face. Okay.
With my chair leg.
So, okay, so you're going to attack the gun. Okay, so Jeff, what are you going to do?
I'm going to pull out the gun and shoot the guy with the magnum.
Shoot the gun. Okay, Flynn, what are you going to do?
We'll see, I'm gonna let Manifest Destiny take care of that, and I'm going to, have the gun ready in my hand, but I'm going to, kind of try to make myself sparse.
Okay, so you're going to just try to dodge, move out of the way? Okay. This guy is going to draw. Kyle, what are you doing? Is this
How far is this woman away from me?
10 feet, 15 feet?
I'm going to go ahead and just prepare to receive her charge.
So
Yes,
you're
that's
just
the
dodging away from her?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're going to dodge. Okay.
Away from the plants.
Alright, Bobby, what are you going to do?
Scream and grab my gun.
So that just grab your gun?
and get ready to fire at her if I can fire at
That
her.
makes
Okay, so
3
you're
people
gonna
here
shoot?
who have guns.
Yeah.
Stand behind the guy with the bow staff as you draw
Okay.
your freaking weapon.
So Dean,
Yes, that's what I'm
as you
doing.
charge at the guy with the gun, the guy with the axe steps in front of him and charges at you. Are you gonna keep going after the guy with the gun, or are you gonna go after the guy with the axe?
Yeah, I'll hit the guy with the axe on the face.
Okay,
Like
so
so.
go ahead and you're using a two-handed piece. So you're gonna roll me your strength plus your melee.
Okay.
And let me know how many successes.
Alright.
4 successes versus his 3 successes. So you got 1 success over. What's the damage on the improvised weapon is +2, so that's 3 damage. So you crack this guy in the face. As he goes to swing at you, sidestep, and you just break part of this table, this chair leg on this side of the guy's face. He tumbles to the ground, coughing, looks up at you. You see you've broken his jaw. Blood is pouring out of his mouth, but he clambers back up to his feet. Jeff, you see the guy with the gun is raising his gun and pointing at you to shoot. So you're going to stand there and shoot him, or... So you're going to stand there and shoot him, because that was your declared action.
Yeah.
So he is going to shoot at you, so go ahead and roll your firearm plus dexterity. Not bad.
Wow.
What?
Not bad either.
Messy crit. Okay, so...
Oh.
As you take aim at this guy and fire, he fires just before you, but you were a little bit calmer. You just stood there and actually, hold on a second.
Oh god. I was wondering why you only rolled 2
I'm sorry,
dice.
it's composure plus firearms. Does that change how many dice you roll?
Yes, I roll one more.
Okay. Doesn't matter then. As he fires, it goes to your left. You hear it crack against the door frame on your left. And you aim and fire. The top of his head is completely blown off. His tongue falls out of his now destroyed head, and you hear as the brains of his body are splattered onto the wall behind him. The gun clatters noisily to the ground, and he falls to his knees and falls over. You realize this is the first time you've ever actually killed someone face to face like that. On your humanity, go ahead and write a line, a dash through the one from right to left. So at the last box. That is a stain.
Wait, the fewer white boxes you have, the worse?
No, the fewer white boxes you have, the higher your humanity is, the easier it is to lose humanity.
No, that sucks.
Yep. So,
Interesting.
Flynn, as you go to try to dodge and move, go ahead and roll me a straight Dex plus Athletics, please. And then it is Kyle. You are trying to dodge, so I need a Dex plus Athletics from you as well.
No success.
No successes. Okay. That gunfire goes off and it roots you right to the ground. You look up and you see the top of this guy's head is gone.
Oh, shice!
And you see the body fall to the ground and it just kind of stuns you right as you watch that body hit the ground.
Okay, let me pick out the failures. 1, 2, 4.
4 successes.
6, 9, 9, 10.
As she comes forward, she goes to literally lunge at you, and you just duck out of the way, put your hand against her, and shove her right into the icebox. You hear her head thump against it. She hits the ground, gets back up, and turns to you. And as she goes to try to lunge at you again. Bobby, you see her smash into this icebox. You shakily raise your weapon. Go ahead and roll me a composure plus firearms, please.
Wow. Ring-a-ding-ding.
Ding ding.
Can I aim at like her body?
Do you want to make a called shot, or are you just aim? Are you just going to shoot it?
Center mass is default shooting.
So are you doing a called shot?
No.
Okay, go ahead.
Oh god.
No successes.
At least the one wasn't on the red die.
Exactly.
As
Indeed.
you aim and go to shoot at her, she turns and she swipes her left hand, knocking your weapon away, and BAM! Shoots up into the ceiling. And from where you guys currently are, you suddenly see a hole just the right of your foot open up, and wood fly up. There's, holy shit, somebody's shooting at you from below.
When she does that, I will scream.
Okay.
Well, like that.
And you had no successes, correct?
No.
So
successes.
as Rose rises behind you, she pulls out a very thin blade, almost like a prison shank, and jumps on your back and just begins stabbing into your back.
Ah, get off of me, you little heathen bitch!
That is 3 points of aggravated damage.
Oh,
so from
shit.
left to right, X's on the first 3 boxes,
I
please.
thought he was up with us.
He is up there with you all. The woman who
Rose
was on the
is
corner.
the
Yeah.
junkie.
It's
That
a
junkie.
Bitch.
So, Dean, you're aware of what's happening. You saw the guy just get his head blown off. The other guy's standing up, and he's going to swing his axe at you. And you hear him screaming. You look over real quick, and you see Rose is just like prison style shanking him on his from the back. What are you gonna do?
Sorry, Euro Trash. I'm gonna go after this dude like that chair legs broken.
So try to brain him again. Okay.
Nah, I'm jabbing the sharp stabby and right into the neck.
Okay. Jeff, what are you doing now?
I want to run up to the back of that bitch that's stabbing him now and pull the trigger on the back of her head.
Okay, so you're gonna try to get right up against her and
Probably the side because I don't want to blow his head off too.
okay.
Get this heathen bitch off of
Lynn,
me!
what are you gonna
She's
do?
stopping me!
Fucking. Try to fucking.
Get off 9! Like,
So you're trying to throw her off? Okay. He is doing that. Kyle, what are you doing?
I'm gonna take my lethal body. Does that mean I have to use my fists?
Yes. Or your claws.
Feet.
Feet.
Actually, no, I wanna fucking, like, take my fucking 357 and, like,
I've got a damn
fucking
thing.
shoot her fucking in the face.
Right next to your own ear?
Fuck it, she's stabbing me!
Okay.
Oh my god.
Right. I'm,
Good thing you don't have high
So
feet.
Kyle.
I'm going
Right,
staff
like
thrust
me.
straight to her head.
Okay, so
I'm gonna get some distance and staff thrust straight at her head.
okay.
Staff thrust.
Bobby, what are you doing?
I've got a quarter staff. Man,
Right in her
I
hand.
Am I getting overwhelmed with all
Oh,
the
and
sound?
sorry, from that attack that she hit you with, you did take 1 point of superficial damage.
Do I have to
Now,
like-
you guys are still take damage, like, no, I'm sorry, you guys take regular damage. Never mind. So, that's one line, not the X, through damage. And Bobby, what are you doing?
Oh my god. Oh my god. Am I getting overwhelmed from all the sound?
Are you getting overwhelmed?
No, I'm asking. Am I?
I'm asking you, are you getting overwhelmed?
Well, there's gunfire going on upstairs.
Yes, you're getting overwhelmed.
Then yes. I'm
Okay.
Your
getting
gun just went off
Make
in your
me
own damn
composure plus
face.
resolve.
Okay.
Okay, so you're
Let
so
alone
you have to
theirs.
check on your turn to see if you can do anything at all, and we'll do that. So we'll get to you in just a minute. Dean,
Okay.
you're
Shaking
attacking the
with
guy
a
with the
broken
axe.
chair leg.
Okay. All right. Not bad.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
5 successes versus 4 successes. That is number 1. So 1 with 2
I
with
want
3.
roll D10s all the time.
As you take the chair leg, he comes up and he goes to swing the axe. You duck out of the way, and you shove this shard of wood straight into his neck. He and you just force him to the ground, and he as he's trying to grab the piece of wood, and you just see blood is just gushing onto the ground. At this point, I'd like you to go ahead and just roll me a humanity check, please. That is your humanity. That is the number of dice you are rolling. Jeff. So you walk up to her and you're trying to shoot her. Okay. Go ahead and roll me a straight. And this is happening simultaneously with you. So I need a composure plus firearms, composure plus
Like
firearms
D10s.
against her. Oh, nice.
Equally nice.
I'm going to spend a willpower.
Okay, so go ahead and aggravated damage on willpower, and you can reroll any 3 dice, but not your hunger die.
Man.
That's 1, 2
more successes.
3, 4 successes.
And what's your 5 successes versus her 4 successes. So as you go back and you shoot, she moves her head and screams in pain from the sound of the shot going errant through the ceiling above you. And as she does, she pulls herself just far enough away that you raise your gun and you boom and blow her like. And this isn't one shot. The other guy you shot at a few times. You empty the rest of your 9mm, correct?
Right.
You empty the rest of your 9mm into the side of her head. Pop, 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 pop. And it bullets riddle into her skull. Brain matter and blood getting sprayed all over you and the wall around you. And her body just slides off of you and thumps onto the ground. Kyle.
Yep.
Fucking junkie bitch. This is
You
my
can smack both
girlfriend's
staff.
hoodie.
Go ahead.
What do I roll for that? Just
It is two-handed melee because you are.
Yeah.
So
No, it's
strength
a
plus
fucking
melee.
pink Hollister.
Oh, okay.
I thought it was kind of
Equally.
big on you.
I like
And
big
I need
girls.
her roll too while
My
this is happening.
resolve.
I was just gonna say she likes little boys.
You know what?
That's 2
Well, I have been
successes.
pivoting a lot today.
So what action do you want to take?
So that can I shoot at her like body,
Okay, so are you just shooting at her?
or can I?
Are
Like,
you calling a shot? Are you aiming for her heart, her head?
just like the torso?
So center mass. So you're
Center
not.
A little disappointed that it was as low as it was. But that is literally
No successes?
that's
No.
the exact odds.
Any ones or no?
No.
No
Three
one
out of
on the
six.
red? Okay. As she lunges towards you, you shove at her with this shard of wood,
Boink.
and it takes her right in the
Oh,
shoulder.
there's no shard. That's a staff. You gave me a staff.
Oh, you're you're
My
just
bow
hitting her with the
staff.
bun. Yeah,
I'm literally going BAM!
Yeah,
Keeping her at bay.
You smack her right in the forehead, and she rah, and takes a wild step back. You had 3 successes
3 successes, yes.
versus her
Plus
2
2.
successes, so that's 3
So,
damage.
yeah.
So you break her nose, and it looks like you crush her orbital socket on her left side.
Ow.
It's
She has no
she's
more eyes.
Openly bleeding. Oh no, it's the same one that was empty.
Oh, was it? Okay.
It's she's openly bleeding. She takes a staggered step back. She kind of wavers on her feet, and then holding her face, she comes at you with her other hand, swinging wildly. While that's happening, nothing.
kind of hoping she was getting shot. Did you
upstairs,
miss again?
We'll go ahead and pause you guys real quick as she comes swinging at you. What do?
Can I kick at her legs?
You want to try to brawl with her, and you want to.
I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go with brawl, and I'm just gonna give her a nice straight kick, spin and straight kick to her chest as she's coming at me because she still hates
Okay,
me.
so melee dex.
Wouldn't that be brawl?
Well,
Yeah,
sorry,
yeah,
brawl
brawl.
dex, brawl dex. Yeah, sorry,
Okay.
brawl dex. Okay.
Get all the dice out there. Boom. Now everyone gets to,
Cool.
now everyone gets to see where I
Cool over here.
excel.
Number one super guy.
Let's see. Dems, not the odds. What the hell, game?
Apparently, Kyle's luck is bad with D10.
Well, no, it's all right. I mean, it's 3 successes out of 8, is just kind of disappointing.
Part
2
3.
successes.
Oh,
3
bite me.
successes. So she only got a single success. So you both together kick her as hard as you can. You
Damn.
both feel ribs collapse as she hits the ground. She begins to. You see blood begin to pour out of her mouth as she bubbles up as she's spitting blood.
Your gun?
And slowly dies.
I want it back.
What was your humanity roll?
Yeah.
You see the blood on the ground, and
I
while
don't
you can feel the beast burning in the
I like
back
to be able
of
to
your head,
speak
you
clearly.
manage to prevent yourself from dropping your knees and just lapping it up. At this point, you all, for a few seconds after, you guys hear a scuffle going on downstairs. Then it's quiet.
Gonna look at my broken chair leg. Look at the axe.
It's completely.
Look at my broken chair leg.
Is there
Look at
something
the
in my
axe.
teeth?
Yeah. It's a hatchet, and it looks like it's been used a lot. It looks incredibly dull.
Those things are annoying.
I pick up the revolver.
He fired the last few shots in it.
That's just about as useless as the other one. Pull out
You
my
just
knife,
threw away an antique revolver, you jackass. God.
pick up the revolver, and put it in my.
Gun's a gun!
So at
Oh,
this
it's pretty
point,
useless without bullets.
Bro, you can sell this.
what are you all doing?
Well, that just happened.
I'm going
Examining-
downstairs to figure out what's going on downstairs.
Well, examining the body. Particularly that eye socket.
Okay,
You said I saw something moving
you go ahead
there.
and roll me a medicine plus wits.
Yeah!
I need an awareness plus wits from you, please.
Yeah, I got all that.
I'm headed downstairs.
Okay. So you just roll
Oh, you've got to be
Yeah.
kidding
Back to
me.
Lisa.
Really? Not a single success.
that. Okay.
I examined
Hatchet
these
in one
three up
hand,
here.
switchblade.
Well, at least I didn't get a 1. It was a failure, no successes.
I'm gonna fucking like try to fucking.
3 successes.
Okay. Looking at this woman, she's dead, for one, and she's very naked, and not. Why can't you run into a naked woman that you want to see naked? The problem is,
I
she
imagine
looks like
she's
she
skin
weighs
and bones.
75 pounds. at
Skin
the
and
moment.
bones, hair
Yeah.
falling out.
I mean, it's
Missing an
terrible.
eye.
She looks like she's a granny, like an old grandmother. Like you're looking at the old woman from the movie The Visit.
Hmm.
Like you're looking at her, but this woman can't be older than like 25.
Ah.
You, on the other hand, as you're looking there, you're looking down at her. You kind of look around, look at your gun, go to put your gun in your pants. You look up, and you see a dark silhouette standing on the other side of the door.
No, just
Of the library.
Use your words.
As you hear her begin to, you kind of look over at her, and she's staring at the opening from the library.
I guess I'm taking a look now.
Yeah,
You look,
Yeah.
and nothing there. After you still pointing,
Is there
you
still something
blink,
there?
and it's gone.
Crazy.
As you, the three of you in tandem, move down the stairs and go around, or what?
No, I stay up there.
Okay, so you have a doorway here.
What's that person?
What are you gonna do?
I
And
see
what are you
nothing.
gonna do? Are you following him, or are you staying with him?
I'm going with him.
Okay, so the two of you begin going back down the stairs.
I rifle through the bodies, looking for anything interesting.
Well, get your
they're
gun at the
half
ready since we
naked.
know
I
we're
mean,
not
You
here.
find a lighter on one. One of them has, it looks like a needle that they've used a few times.
Get your gun at the ready. We know we're not here alone.
Rose herself looks like that razor blade, or the like blade that she was using. It looks like it was at some point like a piece of plastic that she like heated up and rolled, and heated up and heated up and heated up to make it stronger, and she sharpened it up and basically turned it into a shank.
Damn.
Damn, prison child, bitch.
You got prison shanked by an 80-pound girl.
There is a open door
Fucking
here
spider
that
monkey.
you can see a room beyond.
Yeah, go ahead and go through that door.
Okay. With the right behind you, you can see there is what appears to be a very large, which was at one point probably a master bedroom. To your left, you see another closed door, and roll me a wits awareness, please.
Awareness. I should
Oh.
have this memorized, right?
I'll take a picture of chair leg in the neck before I go downstairs.
Oh yeah, I take pictures of the other bodies.
Get down there and take a selfie with him.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Right. Oh yeah.
Take 2
Right.
points in humanity
I
loss.
keep
I'm just
forgetting.
kidding.
Take a picture of
One
the
success.
interior of the icebox
As
while I
you
hold it
stand
open.
there, you sense movement.
We've been sent here to do a job.
And as you look outside, you're first like, oh Jesus Christ, that scared the shit out of me. It's the vines on the outside of the building just kind of moved a bit in the breeze and made your heart leap up in your throat. And kind of that moment of relief of knowing nothing's there, until you see right next to where the vines were is the very clear silhouette, round silhouette, almost like someone's head at the lower left corner of the window. And as you stare closer, you see eyes that just seem to almost appear in the darkness. Not like human eyes though. There's no iris. It's just pupil. But the pupil is a strange shape. Almost like a goat's eyes. When you really pull it all the way back, it's almost like a bar that covers it.
What?
As you watch for a moment, you hear a and then it slowly slinks away.
There's more shit around here.
While that's happening,
More junkies?
you
They
guys
hot.
are walking. You two leave this hallway and enter the top landing and begin to make your way downstairs. When both of you hear, right from your left, the sound of a closing door just below you.
I'm gonna go down the stairs quick.
Walking down the stairs, you can see there is the door directly below you that is closed. You guys walked by another, this door is actually closed. You guys walked by another closed door on the top, but the door on the left, you're pretty sure it was closed when you guys came in. But now as you look at it, you can see very clearly there are claw marks upon the door. And you can see in the actual model there are claw marks in the door.
That's creepifying.
Wait, you mean on the door that's closed here, or
Oh,
on a
shit,
different
yeah.
door?
Yeah, the one you can't see.
That would.
It's literally on the opposite side.
Oh, that sucks.
There are.
Oh, that
So,
door.
check out what claw the door you were trash.
Oh, that door.
I guess good thing I brought the 357. It seems like that's a big motherfucker.
Not arguing with that, bro.
So you guys make your way to the door. So as you guys slowly make your way to the door, realizing that every step you take, the ground creaking beneath you, makes you cringe with how loud it feels. While that's going on, what are the two of you doing?
Get your gun at the ready.
We
And
had to take a picture.
oh, right,
Are
yeah.
we taking a picture? We're
We
taking
need
a
to take it.
gun.
We're taking a picture of the innards of the ice chest and her.
So I take a picture and it's like shaking.
Oh yeah, yeah.
As, you know, I'm taking the picture of the lady and then
I'm just holding it and trying to hold her.
and then I'm like holding it over the ice chest where I don't have to have as much eye contact with whatever's in there.
Okay,
What?
so you guys are just doing that. What are you doing?
Probably
There's
get-
nothing in the door.
I go over to that window and
Well,
take
it's
a
not
look
there
out.
now,
If I
unfortunately.
see
As soon as that almost like head shape moved away, it took you a few moments to catch yourself and realize, shit. You rush over to the window. As you take a step, one of the floorboards gives a bit, a couple of inches that makes you actually stutter a bit. You look down, shit, keep moving, stick your head out the window and look around, and you see nothing. There's nothing on this side of the house. There's the very clear ceiling, or roof, sorry, that comes off, just kind of gently slopes. As you look up, you can see a bit of the overhang above you. You see nothing there.
I look around the room to see if there's anything in here worth noting.
Go to roll me an investigation plus
When we're
composure,
done-
please.
When we're done with that, we'll see about moving on to the next room.
Okay.
Here.
And the two of you, as you guys approach that door,
Ease it open sneakily.
so you guys very, very slowly, as you open that door, you can see beyond. And that door actually does open. As you push the door open, you see a short hallway that ends in an archway. To your left, there is another closed door. To your right, there is a boarded up window. Strangely, it doesn't seem as if there's hardly any starlight coming through on that. And it is a very clear night.
Check the closed door to the left.
As you move to the left, you once again in the middle of this place. You two very clearly hear. You look beyond and see with your flashlight, there appears to be a tiled floor with a very large piece of structural damage within it. Almost like part of the floor has collapsed, either from rotted wood. Very clearly what caused it, probably a leak from the toilet that is collapsed in upon itself that is against that far wall. To your right, you see a bathtub, an old-style claw foot bathtub that appears to be completely filled with what you can only guess is compost or that strange kind of growth that seems to be pervading this place the deeper you guys get in.
And close the door. Nope. Nope.
So
nope.
weird,
Nope.
no?
So
Nope.
you guys literally look in and nope. Close the door. Okay.
No, fuck that.
At this point, what'd you roll for your
2?
and you were attempting to find things in this place.
Yeah.
You can clearly see this looks like at one point somebody was sleeping, that this huge, almost California king-size bed has collapsed in upon itself. And it looks like people were sleeping on this until recently. It looks like it hasn't been used in a couple of days, but it definitely was being used by junkies. There's empty bags of chips laying around, there's Cokes that have been crushed up, there's glass bottles of beer that have been broken. The whole room reeks of piss and excrement.
Yay, junkie den.
This is definitely where someone was making their home. There is a solitary closed door
Yeah, there's nothing
out
in
of
this
this
room.
room. You have the open door that you came through and a closed door straight
I'll
ahead.
go through the closed door.
As you open the door and look across from where the small windows on the front of this brick building are, a bit of starlight comes through, just a bit. It's just enough for you to make out a shape standing on the other side of the hallway that sees you, turns to its right, and shakily walks out of your line of sight to your left.
I chase it down.
As you go to rush forward, what are the two of you doing, Flynn and Dean?
Besides
that door.
Besides the fact that we
So it's just the other door is just open. You re-kick the bathroom door open, or you just
lit
turn
up.
to your
Just
right?
go through the arch.
Okay, so as you guys come to the arch, I need a wits plus composure roll from all four of you, please.
Oh,
God.
Someone's about to get fucking shot.
Right? Composure, you said?
Wits composure?
Wits composure.
That's an odd combination.
Composure!
Oh, yeah. Okay, I do have the red die up. Okay, that's good. Oh wow, that's actually pretty good. Actually beat the spread. That's nice. 3.
3 successes? 5 successes?
0 successes, but no 1.
5.
5? Okay, as you all are moving, you enter this room. It looks to be a large dining hall. And at one corner, it looks like there was a small serving area where servants would gather up food, get it prepared, and then take it to the table. So it was a straight jump from the kitchen to that, and then from there to the table itself. The table itself looks like it's been pushed against the wall, and there's chairs that are strewn about this place that have seen better days. As you take a few steps forward, you can feel tile cracking beneath your feet. And as you hear cracking tile right to your right, you turn and see what looks to be a dark shape holding a bright, shiny torch.
I scream again.
You scream and go ahead and roll me
And I
a
couldn't do it
firearms plus composure. Please.
Oh, fuck. You guys are so scared.
Oh good god. But her composure's at 0 right now. What the fuck?
1 pass.
1 success?
One
Your composure is 0.
You two nearly jump out of your skin as the door jamb right to your right explodes as you see gunfire.
I'm holding on to him.
Very
Well,
nearly hitting you, who are the one shining the light.
Rapid reflexes.
Yeah, you see, you're even with how quickly this happened. She could have killed you. You could have been shot.
Holy
That would've hurt.
shit, Scooby-Doo, calm your fucking titties! I've been stabbed and almost shot, fuck you!
She would be Thelma. Thank you.
No more hobo with a gun. I don't want this.
Hey, you, dirty homeless man, take the gun from the crazy lady.
Ugh. So I'm covered with a little bit of dirt, so automatically I'm homeless. I see
Yes,
how
so
it
dirtier
is.
than the rest of us. Take the fucking gun from us.
And when the gun went off, dust from the ceiling did drift
Well,
down
this room
on each
hasn't
of
been
you.
entered in a
I'm
while.
so gross in here.
As you swing your light around, as they begin bickering and arguing with each other, you can see very clearly on the dining room table there are bloody footprints that lead away from it, that just kind of end slowly as it moves further away. And
Like
as
me
you
going this
shine
way?
Yes, and as you shine your light at the table, and these are very fresh, by the way.
Yeah,
And
right.
as you shine your light at the table, you can see there's most of a man. It seems as if everything from his chest to his hips has been ripped, gouged, and torn away from his body and lies in piles all around. You can see that growing from his eye sockets and his mouth are thick, slightly moving green vines.
Well, that would explain why I saw her.
And as you begin to rush forward to chase this thing down the hall, and you all stare as you shine a light on him, and you see him with his phone light illuminating the scene. You all kind of turn. You all hear all through the house, on almost every surface,
Crackheads, bro.
which makes you pause in mid-step as you hear it literally right behind you. And as you turn, you see the door that you just come through slowly creak, close, and click. And you hear the door right next to you, on your right, open.
Isn't this why they should have gotten out in the horror movie or whatever, you know? Because there's a lot of motherfuckers only have so many bullets.
I guess I'll go through that door.
How
It
many
is-
bullets do you
I'm in
have?
Germany right now.
I
I'm
used
stabbed in
three.
Germany.
Huh?
I've used 3
Of?
Turn on my phone,
of the
Mike.
bullets. I don't know.
Of how
Look
many?
around.
I don't know.
She,
Take a picture of the
however,
body.
She,
Okay.
however, scans the fuck out of me.
Let's keep it down real quick, so that way we can continue with this real fast. Where did you go? Where did you go? Oh, I put you right. Nope, I did not. Where did I put you?
I thought you put that one that was right up here, down here.
No.
Over there?
It's over here. As you come through this place, you can see the hallway that you were leading down. I'll put this right in front of you because you're the one seeing it. The hallway that you opened up, and then the room.
Which
that
door are
opens
you
up
at?
into it, as well as
Where
with
does that sit? Oh, screw it. There's no point in asking.
it sits right up here.
Ah, okay. Oh, I see. Gotcha.
This door is closed, and this door is open, this door just closed, and this door just opened.
Then I'll go through that door.
And it's a piece of a door, too. Most of the top part of the door is missing.
I kind of did go around the door. Don't bother trying to open it.
Okay, and you head in.
Yeah.
As you take a few steps in, you see an immediate pile of what looks to be bricks and beams that lay on the floor, covered with that rope.
Anything else in this room?
Roll me a composure plus awareness, please.
Two successes.
Okay. As you all heard the knocking and very faintly heard what sounded like a door opening, what do the 4 of you do?
Which way did the door open?
Hard to tell.
Really need to reconvene.
Super hard to tell.
Alright, start checking the rest of this floor.
There's nothing left to check down here. The kitchen.
Check the body.
The lady-
There's a whole other section. There's 2 other doorways on the living room that you guys didn't go
Head
through.
that way.
And then there was the
There was a lady down here who was doing this, and is now dead here.
Yeah.
An ice box full of people pieces, and a library with a bunch of manila folders with more numbers like the one we found in the fireplace.
You forgot the person in the doorway.
I didn't forget that one. I didn't see that one. And I sincerely hope that we never see that one again.
That's room.
So you begin moving through the.
Go on, Eurotrash. Let's finish this up so we can go home and get beer.
Okay, frat boy, I am tired of this.
I'd like you to go and roll me a composure plus awareness check, please.
I am clinging to you
What about
yet
me?
again. I don't do this. I just read about this stuff in books. I didn't want to actually do it.
And it is certainly
Five.
creepy when it becomes
As-
real.
Sorry.
As you move
6.
through the library, you turn, kind of look down at the pile of just everyone throwing everything off of these shelves, and look up. You see a face inches in front of your own,
Hit it with an axe.
with an incredibly wide smile with way too many teeth.
Hit it with an
But
axe.
it seems to be as if it's standing on the ceiling and looking at you from upside down.
Axe.
As
Is it Cheshire?
Some go this
Bring
way.
your axe and you go to swing.
Some go
roll-
that way.
Roll me a melee
Even
plus
blacked
dexterity, please.
Okay. Still good at that one. 5?
5 successes. As you swing,
Those double
You-
zeros are nice.
you see him swing at absolutely nothing, and you see sweat dripping down the side of his face as he starts looking around and looking up.
These plants are starting to creep me out.
Damn roof walking Cheshire motherfucker.
What the fuck are you
Do I have a
talking
lighter?
Yeah, you probably have a lighter.
Yay.
Do I sense
I'll keep
anything
the
in
whole
this room other than us?
Roll your wits plus his awareness.
Are you okay, frat boy? You just swung at the fucking yes.
You didn't see it?
Fuck no! I saw you swinging like a madman. I know this is like a horror movie, but you're not supposed to be Leatherface.
1 success.
As you're listening, you nearly jump out of your skin as the scream that the three of you hear is loud. To you, it's nearly deafening. A scream of surprise and pain. And it very clearly echoes from upstairs.
No, you don't.
I
No, you
She
don't.
grabs a hold of you and it makes you nearly jump out of your skin.
Back up the stairs.
Kindly stop that! You're right, it is gonna get said. During
So you
game.
go rushing down the stairs. Are you moving quietly?
Nah, I'm hauling ass.
Okay, so you're haul ass in there. You follow?
Fuck yeah, he's my buddy. For
And
now.
the
Let's
two of
go. We're gonna go back
See
to the
adventures
living
of
room,
Trash and Frat.
and I'm making a torch.
you- Okay, so you head back to the fireplace.
Yeah. I'm gonna grab a chair leg and see if I can wrap it with cloth. I don't know if there's anything in the fireplace.
Okay,
For that.
and you're on watch while he does that.
Yes, and I'm going, this place is really spooky.
As you two are thundering up the steps, and now
Wish I'd
seeing
done that before.
an opening to your left, there's an open hallway, and then there's a closed door. Running down that way, you can hear what sounds like gasping and coughing as you approach that section. It is definitely coming from down the open door.
Head that way. Ready my axe.
As you all approach, you guys can see what appears to be a half-destroyed door that is just kind of laid open. And you see the familiar form of Jeff as he's scooting back on his butt and puts his back against the wall behind him, breathing heavily. As you illuminate him with your flashlight that is slowly beginning to lose its power, as it looks like you're eating through the batteries pretty badly. You can see he's bleeding from his chest. Go ahead and mark 3 points of aggravated damage.
Oh fuck! What happened to you? Fucking.
And he is bleeding profusely.
Yeah. You okay there? Fuck. What happened, Creeper?
I don't know. Went through this door and now, ow!
The door owed you?
No, something in here out me.
You know what it is?
Is it still fucking in here?
Yeah, maybe.
Alright, maybe we should look around and find it. Kill it.
Sounds good to me. Ow. Let me kind of bench myself up first.
Look around a bit.
Okay. You head into the room.
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll me an investigation plus composure, please. You join him?
Yeah.
Go ahead. Investigation plus composure.
2.
Yeah.
2. I just bumped mine.
As
Me on
you
the
both
corner.
move in, looking at this place, there's definitely looks like there was some roof damage that happened up here. Looking up, you can see a couple of the stars through a hole within the ceiling. Looking down, there's a gigantic pile of rubble that's right under that hole, and it is covered with that growth almost. And very easily, you are almost mesmerized watching it as it just slowly moves, swaying in an invisible wind.
Nope. Fuck the creepy moss. Let's get out of here.
As you shine your quickly dying light onto the back area, there's a missing piece of board in the wall that seems to have been pulled out. Your flashlight hits something that seems to sparkle in the light a bit. And as you lean forward to look in, the sparkle is suddenly gone. And your light is now showing the silhouette of what seems to be a smiling face on the other side of this wall, looking directly into your eyes. You can see its long, almost kind of crooked nose that seems to have been broken several times. Its mouth with hundreds of human-like teeth. You can see almost what looks to be the outline of sockets around its eyes, and it smiles gleefully at you. For just a moment, then seems to back away from the hole, though you hear no creak of wood meet its footsteps.
I found the face!
Shoot it! Shoot it in the dick!
So you start unloading.
I didn't say unload. I unload one round.
So
I
you
have
fire
a-
one. Boom! You two hear the rattling shake of a firearm go off.
A big one.
357. Well,
you two do.
Okay.
I'm sure they're fine. They've got the other half of the firearms.
So you just continue wrapping.
Well, we need a light source. So, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, if I have to, I'll find some people parts to get it nice and
You
fatty.
heard a shattering sound greet you after the noise of the shot finished dying down in your ears. It's an enclosed space. That was pretty loud. But you can hear what sounds like tinkling of broken porcelain or glass on the other side of the wall.
The fuck? It's made of a toilet?
You go stick your head in.
Fuck no. I'm fucking like angry.
So
He's
you're-
doing the video game corner peek.
Imagine you 3 or 4 feet away from the hole, but it's your light is getting to the point where it's barely illuminating anything
You're gonna
anymore.
have to go closer.
I'll bring up the cell phone light.
It's better than what that light is, but it's still that. It's unless you're gonna actually put your cell phone into that
Nope.
hole. I mean, it's bouncing against the walls next to it. It's not really illuminating anything beyond.
Hey, frat boy, you look strong. You do the thing that the Jason Voorhees does with the machete. You bust through the fucking wall right there, and then I will cover you with a big gun. Because I saw the smiling little fucker that you're talking
So
about.
as you sit on the ground, what are you doing?
Stopping the bleeding.
It takes a minute, but you know
You guys didn't assist him with that?
your blood is different than a human's blood. It tends
He's
to
a
be
vampire, he's
thicker
fine.
as it is anyway. You're not openly bleeding anymore, but you bled from the wound pretty badly for probably 15-20 seconds. But it seems to have slowed quite a bit now, and your shirt is ruined.
My girlfriend's movie is
Get
really
up and
fucking
investigate what the hell Eurotrash over there shot at.
So you go and approach the hole.
I do.
How close do you get?
I get out my cell phone light. You know what, fuckers? We're gonna die here anyway, so might as well at least know what's killing us.
I mean, technically, we already died.
Yeah, what you say?
So yeah, what he said.
Go ahead and peer close up into it.
Shining your light through and getting your face close, it's illuminating what looks to be a bathroom on the other side. That same patterned black and white tile. Looks like at one point there was a sink tethered to the wall that looks recently destroyed.
Good job, you killed a sink.
Fuck it. I killed something.
Well, let's go in there and take a look at the bathroom.
Nah, I'm good. Downstairs time. No more
Okay,
creepy
whatever.
sinks, no more creepy toilets.
Hey, frat boy, do you
So,
think
am I
there's
finished
something
wrapping
going
this
on with
torch?
these
Yeah, hold on.
plants? Because I think we're both tripping balls. We both saw the same thing.
This doesn't feel like tripping balls.
He's
You
got a lot of-
definitely don't feel right. None of you do.
I feel a little funky, but this isn't like the good funky when you take too much X at a sorority party. This is the bad funky, like Gibson.
So, the three of you, do you follow them or no?
I want to go over there and investigate that moss. Take a look at it. Poke around with it. Hey, chemistry boy, do you want to?
Fuck no.
Yeah. Still poke at the moss a little.
You can destroy it, scrape it off. It seems to just slowly move in a non-existent wind.
Then I'll follow them.
Okay. As
Go ahead and do
you
that.
guys are moving, climbing down the stairs, you hear from behind you where that bathroom would be, at the top of the stairs. And as you turn around, you look and you see two eyes standing impossibly high on the other side of the door, looking just at the the top left corner of the door, looking down at you, and the pale light that you have, you see it smile. Then the door closes.
So, yeah, we're all seeing stuff.
Let's finish looking around this shitty hellhole and then.
As you all walk around the corner and begin heading down the hallway, light suddenly erupts in the living room.
Poof.
As you guys kind of cautiously make your way there and look out, you see Kyle there triumphantly standing, holding a torch that is giving off quite a bit of excess burning as it's, coming down. It's not really designed to be a burning torch, but it's giving off pretty good light.
Fun times.
With all five of you standing there, within this flickering flame, you look around, and the shadows that move around from the flickering light aren't dancing around like they should be, almost slithering along the walls, almost like they're trying to encircle you.
You know what? Let's just leave and set this place on fire.
Yeah, I second that. Fucking burn it just like a.
I'm okay with
Never
that.
mind.
We still haven't finished looking.
Yeah.
As much as I would love to do that,
By the
we
way,
haven't finished looking.
if you didn't notice, I kind of ended up with myself a nice little gash along here. Something fucking's up there.
That's not.
I'll
You
take
know,
a picture.
I knew
of
you were
the
going to be the
weird
one to get
creepy
seriously
shadows.
injured.
I'm just like
The
shaking
second you wanted
and
to
taking a picture of the shadows.
When
I
you
imagine
look
a lot
at
of
your
that
phone
ruckus.
after taking the picture, just a picture.
So
Oh, your phone, by the way, the screen is cracked. Luckily, you use Android, so at least you could, looks like you still may be able to make calls, and the flashlight function still works, but it cracked the fuck out of the screen.
Damn.
so
The top left corner is black.
I don't really feel like exploring the rest of the creepy mansion of hell, especially with the Cheshire Psycho walking the rooms.
I told you there was something.
Yeah, and my
told
fucking kidneys hurt from the fucking shit.
I'm the only one that hasn't seen it yet.
So all in favor of setting on fire and
You want
running?
to go up there and take a look?
Aye.
Go out right on and be my guest.
As you stand there and talk, once again you hear, almost in a pattern, coming down the hallway from your left, approaching, going past, and heading itself into where the dining room is. You hear
time to leave. You can stay here, weird hobo boy. I'm fucking done.
I'm clinging to Kyle again.
So, yeah.
You are my freaking life preserver, dude.
I'm gonna go check the next door. Got finished looking around.
Left door, right door.
Right door.
Right door. Slowly, gingerly, looking around the corner. Cell phone on, correct?
Go on, Euro Trash. Bring the flashlight.
Flashlight's dead.
It's dead.
The batteries are gone. Those two little double A's just couldn't last too long.
Because the Russian will give us shitty equipment.
At this point, you guys think you've been in this house for a few hours.
I think I'm done. I think we set it on fire. Go.
I actually am interested to see how these plants react to me trying to burn them.
You
Go right on ahead.
take the
Mhm.
fire and try to burn the plants?
I'll give it a shot at trying to burn some on the walls. It looks like there's some on the fire. Wait, no. never
There is
mind.
some on the fireplace.
Ah, well, okay. Then it looks like there's. It looks like what I can see there is dead.
It-
so.
Burns. And go ahead and roll me another composure plus perception or awareness. Awareness composure, please.
When he burns, do I sense anything extra? Like
Roll me
it's
awareness
green?
composure.
Everyone should be paying attention to this. That is.
Two successes.
Hold on, I'm deciding on whether I want to bust a willpower to flip that.
Oh,
to a
nice.
success,
Both
if I can.
successes.
I'll go and stick with the 2 screw.
2 successes, 2 successes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
As you burn it, it dies. It quickly blackens and dies. That's not what catches your attention. What catches your attention is when you take a step back and you look to your left and behind you at a small piece of the destroyed floor here. You can see that there's a large patch that grows in the crack of the floor itself. And you can faintly see what almost looks like individual dandelion hairs that seem to be rising off of it.
You mean like the white seeds?
But smaller. Much, much, much smaller.
Torch time.
It burns.
You know, it's
So,
quicker if you set the walls
It
on fire.
doesn't seem like it catches the wood of the floor on fire.
Oh, that's just as well. Too bad we don't have a flamethrower. That'd be nice.
We should talk to Tesla about that.
I'm gonna make a torch.
Yeah,
I was actually- I was-
copy his like
I was
what
thinking
he
about
did.
burning some
It's
chairs in the
pretty
fireplace.
Bad. I mean,
I'm not
it's,
using the people fat. I'm using the booze from the bottle.
yeah, it's one of the. It's not really designed. You know, most of these are like soaked in oil, and
Yeah.
they're designed, you know, to not catch flame past a certain point. And yours is it's his is already starting to like travel down slowly. You wrap a chair leg up in a bit of the cloth of the chair, put some booze on it. Well, do you open that bottle and pour on it?
A little bit, yeah.
You open that bottle, and all of you think you're gonna vomit from the smell.
Yeah, that's some bad booze.
That's some bad vinegar right there.
Does it still catch fire?
No, at that point it's gone.
The alcohol.
You want
is
to drink
gone.
your trash? Alright.
But you can slowly get it lit, and you have plenty of light within this room now.
Check.
It almost seems like the shadows are pulling away from you guys and sitting in the corners, waiting for their opportunity. As you go and open the other door, the only thing you guys hear anymore is your heartbeats in your ears. So loud, you think if there's anyone on the other sides of these doors, they can hear it clear as day. The sound of a door creaking open, and you all looking inside this room, just makes your skin crawl. It looks like that it's a pile of stuff. At one point, it looks like there may have been a bed in there, but there's a large patch of that stuff in a very vaguely human shape on the bed.
Close the door.
Burn it.
You enter the room and burn it?
Yeah.
Okay, so you stride in the room, the floorboards creaking beneath your feet. Looking to your right, you can very clearly see it looks like someone tried. This was a bathroom directly to your right.
Oh, you mean that
It
little
looks
square?
like it caved apart,
Okay.
like a guest bathroom.
Right.
And the door beyond that led to the hallway, another entrance into the bathroom, looks like it was boarded up from this side.
As if someone was trying to keep something out of at least the bathroom.
Looks like it. As you turn around and look, you can see that there were boards that seem to have been nailed onto this side of the door to try to hold that door closed. Almost like someone was trying to prevent something from getting in here. But as you look down that long hallway, you can very clearly see, standing at front of this door, is a very strange shape. Too tall to be human. Almost like it bends its neck over so it doesn't touch the
Floating
ceiling.
off the ground.
It raises a four-clawed hand and waves at you as it very shakily moves to its left. And it's almost like it doesn't know how to walk properly. Like it moves and then peters back oddly, almost like a daddy long-legged spider.
Burning.
As it disappears from
Come on, you're
Burning!
So you walk up to the bed and set the stuff on fire.
Yeah, I'm gonna set the bed on fire.
The bed itself burns
Mm.
and erupts in flames.
Ah,
Doesn't seem to spread to the house itself.
that's creepy.
I'm headed down the hallway.
What about the figure you said it was a human-shaped collection of plants that go up? Is it-
Yeah, like that was in the bed. That was
Yeah.
literally like.
I'm just making sure
laying in
it
the
went
bed.
up too, because you didn't
As
explicitly
you got
state
closer to it, you can clearly see that there are human bones mixed within that mass.
Oh, no.
That's an official.
Mm-mm.
The creep is leading us down the hall.
With my knowledge of the occult books and everything, would I know anything about what that thing was?
It's in
Go
a,
ahead and roll me your wits plus occult.
You can't. It's in a
Occult
word. It's in a
or
word.
paranormal investigation.
You can't run away from the
I'll
book.
say paranormal investigation. So you're moving down the hall. You're following him because you're his lapdog. What are you doing?
I'm rushing down the hall.
Okay, so you're moving with him.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not as much that I'm his lapdog.
My
I'm less
intention
likely
is
to be
tackle
shanked
anything.
if there's two of us.
Sure.
With an axe and a gun.
Come on, you guys want to split up? Haven't you guys seen horror movies? It
Oh,
always works
fuck!
out.
Yeah.
What?
Did you just roll all? Oh my God! Reroll. Willpower and reroll. Fucking hell.
Yes, I will use a willpower to
Take
reroll that.
an aggravated
I
willpower.
can't reroll that
Why?
because it's on a red die.
No, you can't reroll the one, but you can reroll the other things and make it a
Yeah.
success.
I can?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, then yes.
Oh dear
I
God.
will use a willpower.
Did you just shit like a
She
Oh,
failed and
I'm
got a
sorry, by
one.
the way.
Oh dear God.
Considering that Flynn's a fan of
3?
slasher movies and shit.
3 successes?
No, I'm saying I need to reroll
You know,
3
3.
dice. Okay.
Oh, is this for the damage that I? Okay.
2 successes.
I mean, you've heard of Slender Man, but Slender Man doesn't have a face,
Babadook.
which is weird. No, Babadook's just a bad movie. I mean, it's...
No, it's a metaphor for
It-
grief.
I know, which is... Yeah, I don't like it at all. That kid was just too annoying. But, you've never heard of anything besides maybe the Tall Man? Maybe? But the Tall Man doesn't... This is like a mixture of like the Tall Man, the Smiling Man, Slender Man.
This is an entity with an identity crisis. Let us help it sort itself out.
Like anything close to the song and dance man?
From
the fuck
what
is
you
the Song and
remember of the
Dance
Song
Man?
and Dance Man, he was like 5.5 feet tall.
So not that tall.
Not that tall.
It's all to you.
As you all get to the end of the hallway, are you following him?
Yeah, yeah.
Well,
yeah.
if she's
Yeah.
clinging to me, so she goes where I go.
So
I'm
she's standing at that entrance to this room
I was
then.
like, it's like the tall
And you
The
are
Slender Man.
mesmerized as you watch this bed burn, and it catches a box next to it, and the box burns.
But the house itself is not
But-
burning.
The fire
the
isn't
floor.
affecting the wood on the floor, and it's not blackening the wallpaper on the walls.
That thing is the house, for fuck's sake.
So, as you all approach, you guys see there is a hallway that it turns, and you see you have your doorway here, you have a doorway at the end of the hall, and you have another doorway.
Check the doorway at the end of the hall right next to me.
This one.
You open the door. It's actually locked, and it has an intact doorknob.
I am going to use my skills at breaking an entry.
Ooh.
Go ahead and roll me a dexterity plus larceny.
Yeah.
Larceny.
Right.
I have larceny.
Well, I think we've broken enough doors in here. The house might be getting a little pissed at us for that.
3. As you pull out you finally get to show off some of your skills. You stick your pick in the lock, set the tumblers. This is an older lock, not nearly as advanced as the locks today, and the tumblers are much larger than what you're used to. It's so much easier to get them to line up and click. And as you push open the door,
Are you going first or am I going
hear a
first?
door slam. The two of you hear a door slam. You right next to you, and you right behind you.
Where's the
Where?
one?
Wait, where am I? Where am I? That's
You turn and look.
I don't mind his
The doorway that
You.
was open leading to the library or leading to the living room is now closed, and you can still see Doug upstairs as you open that door. Before you sits, at one point, what must have been a nursery.
Oh, fuck no.
Close the door.
There's what looks to be old, faded blue wallpaper on the walls with fluffy clouds on it.
We done, bro. Close the door.
In the center of the room,
Burn the house.
there is a
Burn it all.
a crib, one of the covered cribs, and it gently rocks as your light slides over it. You
I
see
pull
him
out
backing
my
up immediately.
girlfriend's camera since I'm broke.
Oh, God.
I don't have a Nokia phone, but I do have her camera. Just digital camera. Just okay. Time to go.
Close the door.
Okay.
Lock the door.
You lock the door and then close it. Okay. You guys begin moving down the other hallway. Okay. So as that's happening, what are the two of you doing?
well, we were going to be advancing with them. So
Okay. So
we weren't
at
that
this
far
point,
behind them.
Yeah. You jumping out of your flesh as that door opens.
Out of
you
our
all
flesh and down the
begin to
hall.
Move down that hallway as quickly as you can. You all catch up to them as he's closing and locking that door. As
But
he
what
turns
was
and
there?
sees the two of you, you can see
Crib's rocking itself, dude. Not
Oh, no.
worth it.
you all very, very clearly hear on the other side of the door.
What do you mean? This door to the left over
The
here?
door that he just
The
locked.
nursery.
And it seems to
Fuck
be
no.
coming from very low to the floor.
Oh, fuck no. Nope. Nope, nope, nope.
Do I still see that guy that we're following?
No, he's not in this hallway.
What the fuck you doing? Open the next door. No, I go and kick that door open.
Which one?
The
This
one-
door or this one?
The one that has the scratching on it.
Okay, so you go up there. Roll athletic strength.
Okay, I'm backing away now. You know, back in Germany,
One,
there's a lot of
two,
tales
three.
about demon little
Three.
babies.
You kick the door open and it comes off the hinge. The door flies. What's your strength? 3. The door flies off its hinges and slams into the wall on the other side before slamming again into the wooden floor. As you take a step inside, you look around. Camera out with a light on.
Found.
Gun in the other hand, and look around. The room's empty. There's nothing here.
What creeped you out so much?
The wallpaper is the typical cream wallpaper with the green underside of it.
Wait.
There's a couple of big holes through the wall, but that's it.
Exactly. It was blue.
Did you miss the script? No, he didn't.
Oh, fuck her. Oh, fuck no. Nightmares about
Open the
demon
next
children.
door. I go in, take a look around a little.
As you turn around, you see halfway down the hall a shadow
Which hall?
that just moves almost just through the wall, just disappear from right to left. And as it does, you see pieces of the wallpaper just and come back against the wall.
Don't think closed doors are gonna keep any of this out.
What if you let it out? Because you opened it. I'm just saying. Oh, fuck no! Like that.
Go follow that.
Where did
Yeah,
that
you have
come?
no idea where it came from.
Well, we still have 2 doors down here to open up. Why don't you kick in one of those?
One door is just a doorway. Looking inside, you can see at one point must have been a sunroom, a simple opening room that would contain various boxes and other things that one would need access to from directly outside of the house. There is a very nice, what looks to be like a very sunny window that has a, what at one point would have had a very beautiful view outside. The back door to this place just gently kind of rocks with the wind. It looks like it's seen much better days. And you can see a solitary rocking chair in front of the window that sits there, gently moving. It's creaking, almost inaudible.
Stop that.
I know, right?
Some of that timing's uncanny.
I guess check the last door.
Yeah.
Go up and grab the rocking chair and shake it.
Wake up, Granny.
Let it go.
Yeah.
It stops and then slowly begins rocking again.
Oh, that was just too perfect of timing, the creaking.
Oh, damn.
Creaking in the nuts.
That's a bit creepy.
Oh, God, no.
Well, let's go check the other room then.
As you move around this, and you all now huddle close together.
Yes.
You're not really caring how much each of you is openly sweating.
Well, I don't have.
As you
I've got
reach
one,
forward-
someone permanently attached to my arm.
As you reach forward and slowly turn the handle of the door next to you, you hear from behind you, down the hallway, the sound of ripping wallpaper and wood scraping against wood. The door opens before you to reveal the last bathroom that you all have come to. With this one, it seems as if it's in better repair than some of the others, except for the bathtub filled with the same growth that seems to be crawling up the wall.
I mean, it's just kind of filled
and
with
the
vines.
ceiling. No, it seems like it's filled with this, and it's emptied out onto the wall and begun growing up to the ceiling.
Torch it.
As it sets fire. It's tough to burn this stuff as
It's
living.
green.
But as you begin burning the stuff away in the bathtub, for just a moment, you see unmistakably what appears to be at least a dozen small bodies, no larger than that of a newborn. And then just as quickly it's gone.
Do we all see that, or is it just him?
Just standing over.
I'm attached to him.
What's behind us where the ripping paper was?
You look behind you, and the hallway seems to stretch on. You're looking at the end of the hall, and it's almost like it's moving next to you, just slowly extending and
Yeah.
going.
Cool, I'm going out the sunroom.
You see
Oh,
him
dude.
just and begin walking outside.
I'm not walking. I am going.
Yeah,
I am using the rapid reflexes to go faster.
I'm kind of pretty creeped out too.
I'm damn near teleporting out that door.
Let's.
I'm kind of following him too.
I'm actually inclined to follow. Yeah, and see if we can. I'm gonna see if I can circle around back to the front, assuming this house lets us out the back.
Did I see the things inside?
Yes.
Oh. Didn't they say he had a
As you
little
come
baby?
around the corner,
They said he
Stopping
had
towards
4.
the door of the sunroom. You see the door of the sunroom that's slightly open, slowly close, and doesn't move.
I'm going through the window.
So you just turn and through the window.
Yeah.
Okay. You jump out of the window. Very easily catch yourself in the dead grass beneath your feet. You feel crunch. Right behind you. What sounds to be behind the wooden framework of the building, you hear.
But no.
We didn't.
I'm
run
following
into
him like the whole fucking
We didn't
way.
run
He
into
goes out the
any ways to
window.
go.
You go out the window as well?
Fuck yeah, like fucking
You-
Scooby-Doo.
you-
I take it the door doesn't is closed us off, or it closed
It's,
itself.
it's closed. Do you go to try to open it?
Yeah.
You go to open the door. As you reach forward and you go to open the door, you begin pulling it. And as you get it open, a long, dark shape, like a hand, composed entirely of shadow, reaches from beyond the door and grabs you tightly by the wrist and pulls you forward. As the door is literally broken the wrong way off of its hinge. As you come tumbling outside to the ground, you take 2 points of superficial damage. As you smack on the ground, lungs hurting as all the air left your body in a rush. And as you look at the foundation of the building, in the slats of the foundation that are missing grouting, that's nothing but clear, you see 4 eyes, equally spaced, looking at you. There's no light to reflect off of them, but they glow nonetheless.
Am I on top of?
They've got medicine for what you've got.
You saw this. You saw this.
I'm like on top of him.
I'm sure.
No. He got pulled away from you. Like you're behind him. He got pulled out of your grasp. And when that happens, the door gets broken the wrong way, and then
Am I alone in the room?
you turn around and you see him come from out of the bathroom and look over at you.
He took him outside.
You can still see the torch.
While you're looking
That's him.
at Jeff goes to try to comfort you, and you see him pulled off of his feet and disappear to the right.
Screaming.
Those of you who are outside hear a very, very distant scream.
Nope.
Like it's far away on the wind.
You
Nope.
motherfucker.
Nope.
You
Nope.
leave me to
I
die.
had enough of this. Nope. We can.
Nine.
Bro, we need a young
It's
priest.
like
We
it's
need
like
an
the
old
Andy Murphy
priest.
joke. Yeah.
I need a young priest and an old priest.
The power of Christ compels
We
you.
need a young priest, an old priest, a flamethrower, and a nuclear weapon.
What do you do?
Well,
Besides shit herself.
You're out with me, dude.
I know.
There's a puddle underneath you.
yeah.
Frat boy,
I
let's
don't
get the
think
beer.
she's
Get
got
the fuck
anything in
away
her
from
system
here.
to have that happen. I get out my cell phone.
Okay.
And then I kind of go where he got pulled.
You hear
Shaking
a
and with my
scraping-
gun.
You hear a scraping sound of wood as you do it. When you turn to your left, you see all of these boxes begin moving and covering this window, piling up almost of their own accord.
You know, it's times like these when panicking is the exact wrong thing to do.
Good luck in there.
As you walk out the door and look around the corner, you see feet just pulled and out of your line of vision.
Jeff, scream once for yes, twice for
Yes.
no if you're still alive, or as unalive as we can be.
You hear nothing.
Oh God, he's dead. I'm gonna die in here.
He's
I
dead to
move
us.
forward.
He's dead
Again?
to us.
As you go moving to the end of the hall, you look to your left. Right as you look to your left, you can see Jeff sitting against the wall. His head is drooped chin upon his chest. And what you didn't see before, you see a section of the wall that is open right in front of him, violently swing closed. And you see the wallpaper.
Like, can I still see him?
Now he's sitting in front of where this section of wall was, and you now know there's a door.
Stop using D&D terms. It's a concealed door.
Sorry,
You see a
Kyle.
concealed door, and you hear him groan.
Okay, walk up to him slowly. So I'm like, Jeff, and I kind of like, on his
You got
head.
the three of you on the outside. You guys can see bits of light that are moving around inside. And then seems almost like it goes around the corner and disappears. What are the three of you doing?
I'm headed towards the deer path. Nope.
Oh wait, I'm still outside.
Nope.
Wait. Oh,
Yep,
we're
yeah,
outside.
you're still outside.
Right.
Oh, yeah,
Are you coming?
I am out of here.
Is that fun?
Can I not hear?
We're getting drunk.
You heard her scream, and it sounded like she was at the other end of a football field.
Oh, you've got to be kidding me.
Hey,
Are those eyes still looking at me? I assume they're
No, they
Hey,
were
dirty
there
homeless
for a
man.
moment and then gone the next.
dirty homeless man. We were told to take pictures and figure out what the fuck is going on in there. Is the poltergeist part 7 in there?
You
That's
do
what we tell
hear
our employer.
A
We get the
creaking
fuck out though.
sound as this back porch door slowly swings back open.
Of course.
Bro,
You should realize that all of the people associated with that movie, except for like one guy, died, so we're screwed anyways.
that's why I am getting the fuck out.
Yeah,
The
see, it's like the Eddie Murphy
Open
joke,
door
yeah.
seems to beckon to you.
Of course it does.
Eddie Murphy
Because I
says,
sincerely want to see the end of this horrid movie.
So homeless man.
Join the fuckers inside.
I'm gonna join the dumbasses inside. I'm gonna do the exact opposite of what you should do in a horror
He's
movie.
getting a nice big chunk of newspaper out. He's rolling the rest of that bag. Nope, I'm good.
Because of the world's
Oh, yeah,
biggest
I'm
blunt.
There we go.
He seems to have no interest in heading back to this house.
I don't
Do
blame
you
you.
stay with him?
Fuck yeah.
Or do you follow you?
RPG mode is the only
like
way you're
an
getting me to go
emergency
back
joke. When
into
the
a
house
haunted
says
house,
get
let
out,
alone back
get the
into a
fuck
haunted
out.
house.
Okay.
Why people
So-
keep investigating?
So
He's
I'm
obviously
so I'm
white today.
focusing on you three then, as you two were outside pissing your pants.
I'm not
focusing on
even
you three.
pissing. I'm just walking down the deer trail, smoking the world's biggest blunt.
You find your way back into this building.
They're gonna die.
As
Well, you ripped me out of the house,
You-
you cheeky
you
fucker.
can see a bit of light emanating from around the corner. You realize you dropped your torch outside. As you take a few steps in, the back door closes.
Of course you do.
Just like slam.
You all hear a door creak and close. After a few footsteps and you almost holding yourself back, you see Kyle appear.
That is essentially a porch, right?
This was
That
was once a
well, the
porch.
tiny room there.
Oh,
it's
that's the sunroom.
Is there an aerosol spray in there?
Oh God, no.
No, that's okay. Well, this house was occupied up until the 70s. There could be aerosol.
Very true.
Hairspray.
Hairspray.
But from 1974, what do we get?
What about in the What about in the bathroom?
He saw the bathroom, and it was just filled with that stuff.
Yeah, right. Well, I'm gonna go find these two down the hall.
Well, you can very easily see her standing there at the hall as you rush to meet them. She's kneeling next to him, and he looks like he's coming to from unconsciousness.
Are you ever not going to be the idiot that gets cut out? Just asking.
Someone's got to do it.
There's a door.
Well, in that case, you're not wrong, and I thank you for being our
There's a
I've
door.
already tried to shoot one.
Yeah, you guys can very clearly see.
That's the extent of what I got shooting, and that's
Now, looking at it, you can see parts of the wallpaper have peeled off, and there is very clearly a scene behind the wallpaper.
ripping it off.
There is a door that is expertly made. It is completely flat to the rest of the wall.
Yeah, rolling
it
up
came from
and making a new
and it
crappy
pulled
torch.
him
This is
out.
not going to last even half
And
as
I'm
long.
saying,
You-
it pulled him and it brought him here.
Clearly, it wants us to go down this.
Woman, get control of yourself.
It wants us to go into the base of this place.
Can I try?
Because that's
calm
where
you
it
down?
is.
You can try it, bud. I don't know how it'll work.
Yeah.
Roll me a leadership plus composure.
For what? Like what?
Go,
1, 2,
3.
3.
oh, maybe.
And he hit the spread.
You do feel a bit better. He does manage to calm you down a bit.
Oh my goodness.
Okay.
I'm gonna stop halfway down. You already died once. Don't worry about the second time.
Okay.
Oh, you're
Let's
right.
try a second
We gotta
Fair
go
time.
point.
What are you three doing?
Fuck the beer.
I guess I'm leading,
Smoke this,
leading the way down through that door so we can find a way to open it.
I'm gonna go back to holding.
Okay. So you open that door. Before you is a set of stairs
Of course it is.
made of wood
Of course they are.
that lead at a very steep angle down.
Well, it wouldn't be much of a staircase if
Your
it didn't.
light does not illuminate the end of it.
And thus we've run into SCP-127.
Okay.
As you all begin clomping down the stairs,
Can I sense anything?
the door behind you slowly closes and clicks shut.
Euro Trash and I are coming back.
Demon babies.
We have to save.
Will you let out the demon
By the
baby?
time you guys reach the bottom,
Alright.
where are you guys trying to make ingress?
Where we left.
Okay. As you guys approach, you get about 10 feet away from the closed back door, and it slowly begins to open.
Yeah, it's not fucking creepy.
Oh, it wants us inside of it. This is
Give me the one.
Ah, fuck yeah. Keep going.
Who goes in first?
We're smoking first. Fuck that. Smoking.
They've really got to get prepared for this crap.
Don't do drugs, kids.
Don't do drugs.
Have
Don't
you
do
guys seen
drugs.
Scooby-Doo? They're all high as fuck.
Oh yeah, I know, right?
Also, don't go into creepy
Go
houses.
look
Yeah,
for
don't,
Scooby-Doo.
forget.
Search
You have to
me.
go look for
Wait,
Scooby
don't.
snacks
I'm
and shit.
carrying.
Alright. Yeah.
So who's going in first?
I'll go in first.
Oh, they're going back.
As you take step behind him, taking a few tokes for bravery, kind of put out the rest and save it for later. You know, you're gonna need a victory toke or two. As he opens the door, you see him go to push himself up. As he's pulling himself in the room, you see a pair of dark, shadowy hands put themselves on his shoulder, and he is yanked inside the building. And just as quickly, the back door slams shut.
Bullshit!
Right?
Okay, so
Exactly.
the three of you finally
Nine.
make your way down these very rickety and decrepit stairs.
Alright,
There
you
is
shadowy
what
bastard.
looks to be, at one point, a completely boarded off passageway. Though it looks like 2 sections of board had been pulled off and removed. Let me give you guys an idea of what you see.
I had a feeling.
Great.
Hey, it's the unseen third
Oh
floor.
yeah, let's go back inside the house where things that fuck up vampires who are supposed to be predators. We are not the prey. Fuck
So
this
I'm
place.
just
Fuck
going
it,
to go
man.
and
Come
put this
back and
over
jump
here
in.
because it's easier for me, so I don't have to reach across the whole table.
I
Yes,
shared
but
my
people want to
weed!
see it.
Because I stole it doesn't mean it's not mine.
It's probably crafted door.
So, you guys
What the fuck is this?
come
Is
from
it
in
fucking
here.
your ass?
Oh, I
man?
see. So we go down the stairs, and this room's literally under the nursery and this thing.
Mhm.
Right.
At
Ah,
a very,
fuck
very
no.
steep angle.
So those stairs are coming down right here.
Yeah. And it's actually far enough that it is about over here,
Oh, is it?
under the house.
Oh, okay, that's better.
As you stand before there's enough room for each of you to squeeze in.
I'm gonna rip off some more boards.
I'm
Fuck
pointing to him while he is doing this because no.
Here.
As you rip off another board, you hear deep in this place and looking back inside, you suddenly realize you can see in this room. It's almost like there's moonlight shining through the slats.
Alright, huh?
And sitting at the center of the room,
Mine.
Is that a casket?
it is a rectangular object sitting upon a dais. It appears to be made of polished mahogany.
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 The top of it, of this, we'll call it mausoleum,
That works better.
is cracked open.
Well, that's terrible.
Can I
After
see
a
this
full
now?
minute of you just staring at what happened, your heart sinks as the door opens again. This time, just a little bit.
Ah, fuck it, they'll probably chase me into the woods. Fucking take me to.
So you begin climbing in.
Yeah.
You hear a dragging sound that seems to be coming through the house, away from you.
Yeet.
What do you do?
Fucking yeeting into the fucking window to fucking chase.
Oh yeah, you're in the house at this point. When
Don't wanna
hear
get
the
dragged
dragging
in.
sound.
Oh, fucking Dean! Drinking buddy! Where's the rapist taking your anus?
You hear no response.
Ah, he's getting fucked.
I go try to do this dragging sound, I guess.
So you begin following the dragging sound. So the three of you
I told him
now
we
with
should
the
have
boardroom
left.
room.
Fucking
You're
morals.
still now to get in this room.
Stepping into
Kyle
the room.
gingerly steps in the room.
I
Kyle.
get dragged with him?
As you do so, and as you go in as well,
Oh, fuck.
you feel immediately drawn to that sarcophagus.
No.
Do I know anything about stuff
You
like
tagging
that
along?
from reading?
Yeah.
It's hard to think at the moment with the beast in the back of your mind telling you, feed.
And when I
So
go,
hungry.
Hey, yoink! Screw it. Yeah, I'll something I can, of course.
You go to open it.
Might as well. Let's say hi to a vampire. Wait a minute.
I help him open it.
Yeah.
As the two of you push, go to give me a strength plus athletics. You begin running as fast as you can to the house. Your cell phone light glancing against the walls as you're running
No,
as
Wow,
fast
that
as you can.
shit.
Local Nokia
Yeah, doing as much as you
Oh
can
god, I
in
could have done
this.
so much better.
And halfway through this hallway, coming around towards the living
I should
room,
have been able to
you
do so much
see
better.
his cell phone on the ground.
Oh
the
my
light
god, you have
shining
by a
upward.
wide margin.
Pocket the Nokia, grab his phone.
As you pick it up, you see past the slotted boards that cover the bathroom. On the other side of the collapsed wall, you see a gray-skinned creature standing there with too many teeth.
Hey, you, I remember you. Fuck you! Where'd you take my friend?
I fucking point the gun at him. Just.
Doesn't move or respond.
Ah, you creepy fucker. Fucking say something or I'll shoot.
It doesn't say anything.
Okay, fuck you.
Roll a firearms plus composure. What'd you guys roll?
I rolled 2 successes.
Four.
Four.
You rolled
Okay.
4.
The two of you reach down, put your hands under the already askew lip of the sarcophagus, and push up. The grinding sound of, strangely,
Wood on wood.
metal on metal
Wow.
greets you as this lid is absurdly heavy.
So it's
As you begin to push it off,
metal lined.
looking inside, you see a desiccated body. Hands across its chest. It seems as if the creature is dead, long dead, but its skull is too tall at the top, its jaw extends too far down, its skin is pulled so tight across its bones it's thin as almost paper, impossibly thin, almost like the skin around its bones. It's nothing, there's no muscle tissue at all, just literal skin and bones on this naked gray creature. Would you roll?
Fucking 4 successes.
As you take aim and fire, emptying your 357.
I do one shot at a time.
Each round you see
Oh, fuck.
hit this thing and pass through. And a hole left behind. And it stands there staring at you. After the ringing in your ear stops, you hear the sound of a groan. And it seems to be coming from your left. So,
Any valuables?
Oh, this thing is
Any-
empty.
you feel,
Okay.
you have a distinct, palpable sense that you do not want to stick your hands into this sarcophagus. As much as you guys have opened it, you all have now stopped. And you've opened it about 2 inches. You realize it's mahogany on the outside. It's lead on the inside.
Shit.
Hmm.
I guess burning it won't do any good.
I'm trying to keep something in there, but it's already out.
What do you do?
I look. I hear a groan. I fucking look.
As
I'm
you
fucking
approach
reloading.
the opening and look to your left, you look back up beyond the slatted door, and that gray figure is no longer there. Looking to your left, you see over 2 chairs, sprawled down, the motionless form of Dean. As you approach, you can see a deep gash in the side of his head, and he bled, just covering the left side of his face and pouring it onto the ground. Take 3 points of aggregate damage, please.
Well, I've still got a torch.
Burn it!
Fucking.
As you stick the torch into the coffin with the body and drop it, as the flame touches its skin, the flame winks out.
That is a no. That is a hard no.
Well,
And
should we...
all of you, as you begin to shake him awake, and the first conscious thought that you have is the house is breathing, as you hear 100 of those creaks all around, as if the house took a huge intake of breath and then settled. What are the two of you doing?
Shall we try and close this thing again?
I guess so. I mean, what is the damage to the top of this thing? You said it was. I thought you said there was damage on the top.
No.
Like a crack. No.
No.
I guess we'll always shut it back.
Over the next few minutes, you guys get on the other side of the coffin and begin pushing and pushing and pushing. Before the lid connects and closes, each of you, deep in your mind, as you're coming to and just sitting up and looking around, you all hear, "Thanks for the meal." And then the sarcophagus closes, and suddenly that foreboding sense is instantaneously gone.
You're welcome. Asshole. What the fuck kind of vampire are you?
Suddenly, you guys are in an old musty house. It stinks like mildew.
I'm gonna run upstairs and put out the fire in the guest room.
The two of you sit there. You kind of groggily look over, and you see his eyes widen. You look at what he's looking at, and that large patch of this algae, moss, whatever you want to call it, that was growing within the cracks, is very rapidly dying.
Gimme my blood. Got enough of this bullshit.
And
Friday.
sitting now, as you all very quickly climb the stairs and come around the corner,
I take copious pictures of it before I take off.
you see
Good idea.
Dean sitting on a pile of broken chairs, take a big hit, and then pass the joint over to
No, this is a Snoop Dogg sized blunt.
the blunt over to Flynn there. And the fact you guys can't get high from this does never even enter your mind. As the placebo effect is strong here. The three of you approach And very palpably, that sense of foreboding is gone.
What did it mean, meal?
It probably ate the souls of meal.
There's a thing.
I'm gonna go check in the kitchen.
downstairs.
Just a quick.
As you walk forward, coming before you're walking around to the kitchen, you see there's lights being projected on the front of the house.
Well, that's. But what about here? There was supposed to be a mess about here.
Oh yeah, there's still a mess.
Okay, just making sure.
But the all the foliage that's there,
Ah,
it seems to be very, very rapidly dying.
I'll take a quick look. See.
You look out,
I'm gonna go.
and you can see what looks to be a pair of can't be anything but headlights that sits off in the distance, just shining directly at the house.
No blue and reds.
No
Just
blue and reds, just headlights.
we've got company out front. There's a car. No telling. No telling who.
Oh
it
my
is.
God! It's probably Frederick.
No, don't. No, stop it.
It's
There's a lot of corpses in this building, and we do not need the authorities breathing down our necks.
Dust myself off and walk out the front door.
You are very groggy.
Oh no.
Oh, and
you
you're
can
covered
see the hit he took. It actually looked like something drug him face down, just through this, and he stopped by hitting these chairs, and the chairs just opened up and cut on the side of his head, and then it just left him for some reason. You're not entirely sure as to why. Same thing with you. You have the back of your head aches, almost like you hit the ground hard.
Come on, distraction.
As
Let's go.
you guys
I'll assist him in walking out.
Strangely, that air pressure that seemed to be present within the building and making everything move is gone. As you guys open the front door, you can clearly see headlights pointed at the building. And
I'm going.
you all, the five of you, are illuminated.
Yeah.
I'm just walking
The
out.
only way we were going to avoid those headlights is we walked out the back.
As you guys get down and begin approaching the lights, after walking about 50 feet, you hear the sound of two doors closing. Breaking the silhouette, breaking the plane of the lights. Two silhouettes walk before the lights and then begin approaching the five of you. They get close. You guys instantly recognize the very misdressed for this area Frederick.
Yes, it really was them.
And you see a man standing next to him. Mid-20s, brown hair, clean shaven, very much a baby face, wearing torn blue jeans and a white t-shirt.
Who was that?
The little guy, that's about 5'5", looks at you all. So, is he back asleep?
Oh, so they knew what it was. Oh, that's fun. Who was that? Yes, he is back asleep.
Oh, good. He is a southern gentleman, so...
He said thanks for the meal.
How?
I'm sure you all have some questions, but I'd say introductions are in order. Hi, my name's Edward.
Hello, Edward. I am made of questions.
I have a few answers for you, but dawn is quickly approaching and I'm not as fond of the light as you all are. But I can answer you guys a couple of questions. First off, I'll let you all know. The Camarillo had more than one job. One of those jobs was to make sure that mortals or unbeknownst vampires, such as yourselves, didn't simply wander into places like this and accidentally do things that can make life harder for all of us. So, they had a group of us that would make sure these places like this were protected. Items and objects were protected. I was the head of that organization. And I lost a great many people when the Anarchs rose up and tried to fight back. Well, I need to replace some of my numbers. And I found that people with pasts like yours, well, they make the best candidates. And sometimes they like to turn tail and run. But you all managed to not only survive the night, but you seem to survive a feeding. The effects will linger for a few days. You're going to be constantly anxious and depressed and scared of every shadow that you see, but that'll pass in time. And when it does, I'd like to offer you each a job. So, what do you say? You want to join up?
Why the hell not?
I got nothing better to do.
And that's where we're going to end.
Here you go.
Thank you all very, very much for sticking around. I appreciate it. I hope you guys all enjoyed it. I hope you guys felt the tension and fear that I felt sitting here from emanating from this side of the table. I hope I can make that as compelling and scary as I could for you guys.
This is pretty good, man. That was definitely pretty good.
Thank you all very, very much for joining us. We'll bring the camera over and we'll give you guys a quick view of the inside of this place, so that way you guys can see some of the work that went into it. There will be more pictures on David Styles and Terrain's Facebook page and Instagram. So if you want to bring the camera up for me real quick.
Yeah, let me get it.
Let me get out of the way though.
Oh yeah, let's let the light.
Alright, hopefully I can get this thing nice and get it nice and illuminated if
Luckily
you
you can
can.
see the scratch marks.
Well, if you want.
No.
Oh shoot, I think I rotated it.
So no.
Or not, okay. Alright, okay, that works. Now, if you care to go over it. We were wandering through this now. I never actually saw the upstairs.
Yeah,
No,
you never
what?
went upstairs.
Okay, here we are. It's the kitchen, library. There's that bathroom. Entry hall. Living room. There's that guest room that got torched and I'm kind of hoping isn't getting burning. Hallway down to the ostensible nursery. Sunroom. Hope it's getting a good shot. And that final bathroom, all first floor. If you care to lay back out the roof, I'd never actually got to see it. We never got to see it in one piece.
I think we're good for the moment. I'll show you some pictures, but I got lots of pictures online for it.
Alrighty. You'll have to go online.
Thank you all very, very much. Remember to love each other, take care of each other, and happy Halloween, people.